Good morning, you beautiful souls. It's a feel-good kickstart to a brand new day. Thank you so much for rejoining us. We cannot wait to delve into these 3 hours, and they're going to be emotional. They're going to be beautiful. They're going to be heart-wrenching, because this morning, being a Medical Tuesday, we're going to connect with a friend of mine, a young cancer patient, Lauren George, who has taken the very brave step of opening up her life and her journey to help others going through exactly what she is going through right now. She is a warrior, and she is here to teach us how she's doing it. Now, we're going to have a fantastic session with her this morning, discussing her journey, some of those milestones. And if you want to connect with us today, please do, 063-408-8863. Just keep that conversation going. And of course, we've got a lot to chew on this morning outside of the medical discussion. Remember how Trevor Noah supposedly had a long-lost brother? Kidding? Well, it's Miguel Peguero. He is back again. We absolutely love him. And yes, you will see the likeness. And he is going to be chatting all about his latest collaboration with artist Gabriel. He's also just a wonderful human being, so we cannot wait to have him in our company once again. And speaking of wonderful human beings, I've been waiting for the warm and fuzzy feeling to just kick in, and I can feel it. He's just entered. I can feel the best human being is here. Good morning.
Warm and fuzzy, do you mean this jersey? I'm ready for you, my brother. That's how it's going to go today. But I really love the fact that there's a great sentiment of the show today. As you know, cancer has affected everybody. It's affected people in my family too. But of course, there are people raising awareness. And you'll hear some of those individuals today sharing their story. But of course, you have people in your community as well. So I'd love for you to share that on social media. If there's anybody doing the most in your community to raise awareness, doing their bit, whether it be shave-a-thons, whether it be any sort of fundraisers. So many GoFundMe pages for treatment as well has come through. If anybody requires a bit of a leg up, a bit of a lift today, a platform like your Feel Good Breakfast Show, I want you to share them today, 063-408-8863. And if you have any questions, we do have the professionals in studio to assist you, because you are not alone. We've got you right here on Expresso. As we get onto the news from around the world, Graham is standing by.
See what you did there, man. Yes, Carl will be bringing you the sport in just a moment. Let's delve into those national news headlines. Let's start here in South Africa, where Health Minister Joe Phaahla says his department welcomes the Labour Court judgment preventing essential services employees from continuing with any industrial action, adding that all workers must return to work today. Phaahla was holding an online media briefing reflecting on yesterday's court judgment on striking Nahabu members, obviously. They're demanding a 10% wage increase, and government is offering 3%. Phaahla said the strike had resulted in unnecessary loss of life. He added, quote, "The strike has disrupted the provision of health services in the country, leading to an untold suffering and frustration." And staying here in South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa says in his weekly letter to South Africans that the size and format of the government must be determined by the country's needs. Now, Ramaphosa responded to the criticism after introducing 2 additional ministries last week. During his cabinet reshuffle, Ramaphosa announced a Ministry of Electricity as well as one of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation in the presidency. This move increased the number of ministries from 28 to 30. He says the size of government is determined by circumstances, experience, and the availability of resources. Then, casting a wider gaze on the international news front, there has been a serious loss of life in the aftermath of Cyclone Freddy in Malawi. Now, relief groups say at least 90 people have died in Malawi's main commercial hub of Blantyre, and that was after Freddy wreaked havoc in the country. Footage shows widespread flooding in urban areas with strong currents between houses where roofs were literally ripped off. Freddy hit Mozambique on Sunday for the second time in less than a month, and 6 deaths have been confirmed in the port city of Kilimane. Then further afield, Ukraine and Russia have reported inflicting heavy losses as the battle for Bakhmut rages on. Moscow has been trying to take the eastern Ukrainian city for months now, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russian forces have suffered more than 1,100 deaths in the past few days alone. Russia said it had killed more than 220 Ukrainian service members in the past 24 hours. Military analysts say Bakhmut has a little strategic value that has become a focal point for Russian commanders who have struggled to deliver any positive news to the Kremlin. And then we turn now to some glittering celebrations in Tinseltown. Michelle Yeoh became the first Asian woman to win the Best Actress award as everything, everywhere, all at once dominated at the Oscars ceremony in Los Angeles early yesterday morning, South Africa time. The sci-fi spectacle won 7 awards: Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor and Actress, Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Film Editing. And in an emotional acceptance speech, Yo said some wise words, and I think we need to hear directly from the actress herself.
And the Oscar goes to Michelle Yeoh. All I want.
Thank you for all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight. This is a beacon of hope and possibilities. This is proof that dreams dream big and dreams do come true.
Absolutely beautiful. In the history of the Oscars, to set the scene, no other film has ever won Best Picture, Best Director, and 3 acting prizes. Certainly underpins the power of the film. But that's where we leave our news headlines for now. Yes, Carla standing by to dip into the sporting action, then we'll touch on the weather.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a look at the sporting action, and let's start off with football. The big three have been kept apart in the Nedbank Cup quarterfinals, but each face tricky ties, with the Orlando Pirates staring down giant killers Adondal Stars in a fascinating clash. Stars have already seen off SuperSport United and Amazulu in this year's competition. Kaizer Chiefs must travel to their bogey side, Royal AM, while Mamelodi Sundowns make a quick return to the Cape Winelands, having been held to a 1-1 draw by Stellenbosch a little over a week ago. Chippa United will face Sekhukhune. Now on to European football. Juventus midfielder Paul Pogba is set for another layoff after suffering a thigh injury while taking free kicks. The 29-year-old will be out for about 3 weeks and will miss the start of France's Euro 2024 qualifying campaign after being dropped for Juve's Europa League win over Freiburg last week. He missed Sunday's 4-2 win over Sampdoria. Pogba has only made 2 substitute appearances since rejoining Juve from Manchester United last summer. On to cricket, India secured a 2-1 series win over Australia after the 4th test. This ended up in a draw, and of course, tourists batted throughout the day, 5 in Ahmedabad, and declared on 175 for the loss of 2 with a lead of 84 before the teams shook hands. India secured their place in the World Test Championship final after Sri Lanka's earlier final ball defeat by New Zealand. They will play Australia for the title at the Oval on the 7 to 11 June. With India avoiding defeat, it means Sri Lanka can no longer qualify even if they beat New Zealand in the 2nd test of their series, which starts on Friday. Now on to cycling. The 2024 Tour de France will finish with a taxing time trial from Monaco to Nice, a far cry from the traditional champagne procession and a sprint up the Champs-Élysées. Now, due to the Paris Olympics, next year's edition ends at the Côte d'Azur, the first time since 1905 that it will not reach its conclusion on the streets of the capital. The Grand Depart in Florence has been brought forward 1 week to June 29 to avoid clashing directly with the Olympic Games, with the Nice finish on the 21st of July, just 5 days before the opening ceremony. That's it for sport for now. Of course, let's take a look at your weather, and here's Graham once again.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's start with some weather news first. Nelson Mandela Bay's Executive Mayor Retief Odendaal says the metro has now seen 3 major electricity outages that have been affected, or at least affected the city's ability to transfer water into the metro. Now, the latest one being a substation that exploded in the Kruger Industrial Development Zone on Saturday night. Odendaal convened an urgent joint operations center to investigate the incident, as there were suspicions of foul play. The mayor also said it was disappointing that consumer behavior was non-responsive to the water crisis facing the metro right now. He said whilst there were many people who were doing their best to conserve water resources, there were also those who continued with their water consumption lifestyle. He said that they had therefore started to block water supply to some reservoirs in a bid to redirect water to zones that had been without water for days now. Fines up to 5,000 rand will be issued to anyone found to have contravened restriction of notices. So please do be aware and do what you can. Now let's temper the weather report with some beautiful sunrise pictures. See how you are waking up this morning. Let's start with Elise de Beer out in Gauteng, who shaded a delightful violet-filled sky. Then Kahuran in KZN, capturing a beautiful shot overlooking all the homes, pretty tones out in the distance. Lovely stuff. Then Izzy in George showing off what a magical day it is to come, enjoy, embrace it. Last up, we've got Emil Jones showcasing the sunrise from Baklu whilst heading to work, embracing Mother Nature's blessings. Get there safely and enjoy it. And please keep those pictures coming. 063-408-8863. You know that's how you can stay in touch. All right, let's set the tone temperature-wise for the day. Brand new day, and it looks like a pretty temperate one. In Polokwane, 14, your low going up to 28 degrees. In Bombela, ranging between 17 and 29, with a strong chance of rain there. Pretoria, 14 and 31. Johannesburg, 12 and 28. Mahikeng, 15, your low going up to 30. Klerksdorp, 15 and 30. Kimberley, 17 and 33. Bloem, your low, 13, going up to 30. Richards Bay, 20 and 29. Pietermaritzburg, 16 and 29. Durban, you are ranging between 21 degrees and 29 today. Mthatha, your low, 15, going up to 32. East London, 21 and 28. Hot one in Cradock, 16, your low, going up to 35 degrees today. Gqeberha, 20, your low, going up to 24 degrees. George, ranging between 18 and 25. Mother City, 19, your low, going up to 25 degrees today. Worcester, you're ranging between 18 and 32. Similarly, in Sutherland, your low, 13, going up to 32 degrees. And as always, Uppington, you are sizzling. 20 is your low, going up to a max of 37 degrees. Just stay indoors and rehydrate. But as we always say, regardless of the weather, make sure it's an amazing, life-changing and beautiful day. I don't know if we say that every day, but make sure we say it today.
Lots of beautiful stuff coming up for you in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. In fact, we're going to get our guests seated. We are talking about cancer today. A very, very important conversation. Dr. Emil Reid and Lauren will be chatting to you about that. And then, of course, entertainment is very, very important. So I've got two individuals, not one, but two, because there's always more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've got these two individuals. You've got here Gabriel as well as Miguel Brigueiro. You have to say his name properly, otherwise the exotic feel loses it. They will be giving you a brand new song of theirs in the next couple of minutes. So stay right there. It is Expresso right here on S3.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo! Ai, o Alfredo.
We date Italian.
Ciao Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. Gatle, gatle. We're Italian.
Perfect.
That's why I was pizza. I'm Italian. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fetis and mornings. Bravo to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is a Tuesday, so we always turn to medical matters. But this particular conversation, it's changing the way that I'm seeing this narrative. And I'm hoping that it's going to do the same for you, especially if you are going through this journey. When cancer strikes an adult under the age of 50, doctors call it an early onset case. These cancers at younger ages are becoming more and more common. Now, a new review of cancer registry records from 44 countries found that the incidence of early onset cancers is indeed rising rapidly. Let's go inside that. What does that mean from a human perspective? Let's put the numbers away and talk to people. And we're chatting to a very young cancer patient, Lauren George, as well as a very young doctor, Dr. Emile Reed. Lauren, are you as nervous to talk about this right now in the space? How are you feeling now that this moment has arrived?
Yeah, certainly on a platform like this, I do feel a little bit nervous. But it seems like all I've done recently is talk about it, really, so.
Why? Why take that brave step? And because I think a lot of people in your own life didn't know until we saw you put this out there and saw the change physically in you. What was it that pressed that button to say, okay, I need to start talking about this?
Well, certainly until I was actually diagnosed, until I received that phone call, I didn't think much of it. I didn't think I was going to be diagnosed at the age of 34 with a life-threatening illness. And the reason I decided to put it out there is that personally, I have been able to get hope from those who have shared before me. I've met people along the way in doing little, cupcakes of hope and things like that. And because of that, I was less afraid. And wanting to just warn everybody, like, guys, I'm 34, I've just been diagnosed with cancer. Please go check yourself. Please go.
This can happen. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the reason that I started sharing about it. I mean, I share when I go and get a coffee or eat at a new restaurant. Why would I not share something of this sort of magnitude?
Absolutely, exactly. And what I love, I'm looking at you here, there's no pause being pressed here. Life is moving forward, and what that looks like, I'm really interested in finding. And what I love, like watching you nod your head here, this is obviously a space that you are relatively, I don't think anyone can be comfortable, but you are okay in receiving this kind of information. That first step, how important is that first phase, and what do you generally say to a patient in this phase of their journey? Because ultimately you're a person standing in front of another person.
And you see, what's even worse is I'm a person who are also affected by cancer because I've lost my mother at a young age due to cancer. I lost family members due to cancer. So I'm also a human being, except for being a professional. And the one thing, when it comes to being a professional, there's a few things that are important to me. The one thing is cancer has side effects, and we need to minimize that. The treatment of cancer has side effects. We need to minimize that as well, exploit it. And then the third thing is we want to live as long as possible in order to live all our dreams. But it's not just about living our life, it's all about living a quality life as well.
It feels like you made a decision on how you were going to approach this. There is, yes, a very practical approach, but what happened in that moment, if you will, and you had such a beautiful, you were so clear in explaining to me where you were in your life that I just immediately felt better about you, which is a crazy thing to be able to do that. But there was something happening in that mechanism, maybe the way that you're talking to yourself. What did you start to say to yourself when you got the news? Was there a penny drop moment? Are you just wired like this? Talk us through that first phase.
I am very fortunate to have a more positive disposition. So that's one of the things that I am fortunate about and grateful for. But when I received the diagnosis, of course, your mind floods with all these things. I have a young child, and my main objective is to have longevity, to be there for all her main moments. And in my mind, I went, well, there's one way, and it's going to be through this. It's going to be hard, I'm sure, and yes, it certainly is. But there's one way, and it's through, one step at a time. And if while doing that, I can perhaps help someone else, just raise that awareness. Hey, have you been to have your checkups recently? You know, I'm only 34, now 35. Please go and check yourself. Don't ignore those little niggles. And that's the way I decided I'm going to see this through. You know, look at the practical side of it, but also, you know, gain strength from where I can also assist others.
And by doing it repeatedly, by stepping up, that's what the bravery is. It's not the getting to the top of the mountain and enjoying the fruits of the labor. It's that step. It's that next step. I'm so glad you highlighted that in particular. I want to get into the moment where you got the diagnosis and almost didn't even go, or at least found the lump and almost didn't even go to the doctor, because I would imagine there are a lot of women out there right now that are in that exact same gateway. If you have any questions, if you have any insights to add, 063-408-8863, we'd love to hear from you.
What a great conversation, and that will continue, but of course, let's take a break and have some chow. Now, donuts often have a bad reputation when it comes to being on the straight and narrow when counting those calories. But what if we told you we had a great solution to get that quick sweet fix? Protein donuts. They are the most delicious after-gym snack you can make, and I'll make them for you. Of course, I need to bring in the professional. It's Dr. Neil Reed. I feel like after that conversation, it's quite important. So let's go into it, shall we? Now, I've got a couple of things that you need. It's very, very simple, the recipe, and I want you to make sure that you understand that anybody can make this. And I'm going to use some sip up too. Dr. Neil Reed, come and join me, please, sir. You work so hard. You work tirelessly. This is your station over here. And after that convo, I love what you said about the quality of life in the context of cancer. But of course, you know, while we need to put in as much nutrients as we can as possible. So what are your thoughts on protein?
Well, protein is important to us. Protein builds muscle. Protein builds strength. Protein builds stamina.
Yes.
Protein builds our immune system. There's no doubt protein is important.
Building.
It's one of the biggest building blocks of nutrition.
Well, let's build something together.
Super.
All right, so I'm going to start off. I want to do a batter first. Thereafter, I gave you the fun part. I need you to decorate these donuts, because I feel like you decorate the show with your expertise.
Yep.
With your calming voice and your voice of reason. You've been doing this for us since, I mean, you know, COVID. And I just think this is a great thank you. So you're actually making this donut for yourself. I'm just going to let you know. So what I have in here, Dr. Neil Reed, is I've got some self-raising flour.
Yeah.
And then I've also got some chocolate protein powder that I'm going to add to the mix too. So all my dry ingredients go first. I then got a little bit of salt and caster sugar that I'll add as well. The caster sugar, I'll go as light as I can, because obviously, you know, one thing about sugar is that you can never be too careful, and a pinch of salt as well. We're going to bring that in, and I'm going to bring in a half oil into the mixture as I mix through, and then I'm going to add some sip up. I know, it's looking lekker already.
Absolutely.
And I'm also going to add some sip up, which is also just a little additive that's got its own benefits and own nutrients too. So we're going to add that, and you're going to get a beautiful batter. And we'll go, and you know what, you can feel this part of the recipe, because you want to create a nice loose batter, and also just kind of get it to a place where you can get into the baking tins too. Now, once we're done with this, I'm going to add it to the baking tin, and then we can start the party on your side.
Yes.
And I know you love.
Man.
So, do you do any baking? Do you do any baking or cooking at home?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
No.
That's interesting. Eh? I thought you'd be a baker.
I love it if other people bake.
Okay, that's so true. Eh? Things do taste better when other people are making it.
Sure.
Yeah, I know. They have that like. It's that. Have you noticed that coffee tastes better when somebody else makes you coffee?
Absolutely.
It's like that.
Absolutely.
So while I put this together, Dr. Neil Reed, I want you to start, because I'm in the decoration. A little earlier, I made a couple of those protein donuts. This batter is looking absolutely perfect for the mix. And now we can start doing that. So however you want to do it, some people like to dip the donut into the chocolate and then the hundreds and thousands. It's entirely up to you. I think the messier, the better, because this is the fun part.
Absolutely. The messier, the better.
Look at you go. Also, and you say you don't cook so much, eh?
No.
But look at that.
I like to cook.
But that is a very chefy spoon move, Dr. Neil Reed.
Hey.
That's like a proper thing. And,
like a clockwise move. Huh?
Let's look at quality time as well, because, you know, as somebody who's, you know, had family members who have been affected by cancer, for instance, you know, that quality time with your family, doing things like cooking together, spending that quality time together. I know that a lot of the care around cancer is about developing not only somebody's physicality, but also their emotional and mental strength. How important is it to spend time with family and have family I'm going to say treat you like a normal person and not as a patient within your home and your spaces of time spent.
It's amazing. And the other thing you do is you don't talk about the disease. You talk about other things.
Yeah.
You talk about the things that you enjoy. You talk about the things that you love. And for me,
Yes.
around the table and speaking to friends and decorating their donuts.
You see?
We talk about life in general and what it means. And we realize we're all just human beings. And it's important to share time together as well.
And I'm so glad that you said that, because it's just it's another point in the mix here that I think it's important to make, is that, you know, if you do have somebody who is in your area, somebody who is in your space, I mean, this is a human individual that's got a diagnosis, but at the same time, the strength of that normality that you give them around them, I think that's the most important thing that you can offer them. So we've got more when it comes to Dr. Emil Reid and our guest Lauren with regard to the cancer and also, you know, dealing with it in the best way possible. So the thing is, if you have any questions, 063-408-8863, we'd love to hear from you. And of course, our social media question is around anybody who's making a difference in your area. Please share that too on the same WhatsApp line as Dr. Emil Reid takes another little bit of chocolate. Stick around to Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Only you can make my day.
Testing 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10.
Just do it.
That's sort of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining the conversation. And it's been a life-changing one for me. And it actually started a few weeks ago with an incredible young woman, Lauren George, as she explained her own cancer narrative to me. She has sat beside our good friend, Dr. Emil Reid, who, yes, moonlights as a chef. And this morning, he'll be making us something delicious as we continue this conversation around cancer and that journey, the personal cost. Now, breast cancer is one of the most common forms of cancer for South African women of all races, with a lifetime risk of 1 in 27. That is very high. Lauren, again, the numbers are always the way that we try to contextualize cancer. And I'm sure you've had your fill of numbers and statistics, and especially looking into the gene side of things. I know that was really interesting, but I've got to ask you, because I felt the first time that I saw you post finding out, I had to ask you how you are twice. Does everybody do that? It's like, how are you? But how are you?
Yes.
How are you dealing with the way people are reacting to you? I know you're getting a lot of positive support for the journey that you're on, but everything's changed.
Yeah, everything certainly has changed. And you know, you get those who sort of almost shy away because they're scared or they don't know how to react, how to act around you. Can they be normal? Can they not be normal? Do you just have to speak about cancer all the time? And certainly, usually I'm fine, I'm okay, you know, but actually I'm not. Yeah. You know, there are times when I'm feeling like terrible. I haven't been able to move from one side of the bed to the other, and I'm not okay, but I'm used to actually just being like, oh, you know, I'm okay. So having those conversations with people and almost allowing them to draw me out has assisted me in so many ways as well to cope and to deal.
And not just you, it's the medical practitioners. You know what COVID gave us? Unity. It gave us a network. And I know you've had to lean on some amazing medical professionals.
Yes.
Emile, how important from your side looking in, when you see advocacy done in this way, how important is this, that we're all on the same page and understanding? It's not just about spending the big money to get people to go into shopping centres and do that. That's one side of this equation. But how important is it to see patients who are in this journey now standing up and speaking their truth?
Well, it's extremely important because in the past, people never used to speak about it. People used to shy away from speaking about cancer. The same way as HIV, for instance, there were stigma attached to it. So nowadays, people have a platform, there's social media, people come out, they talk about it. The important thing is, how do we as listeners and people who actually read these platforms, how do we respond to that? And the one thing I normally realize when I look at something like Lauren coming out, for instance, I say to myself, it could have been my daughter. Could have been my sister. Tomorrow, it might be me. And how am I going to react? So it's not about them and us. It's about we. And the important thing from a practitioner's side is to actually have the empathy, to say, come, sit down, talk, spill your heart. There's a human being behind this cancer, and cancer does not define you.
I want to feed off that because there are these moments where you get the diagnosis, first of all, then you work through the action plan, try to understand, and it sounds like that your medical practitioners have, yes, nailed those elements of. How important is that, and what's worked for you? What were those moments in terms of how you've been able to wrap your head around the information, because it feels like you have control. How have, or at least a semblance of. Talk me through that journey and what's worked in terms of the people in your support structure.
So at the time that I was diagnosed, it was smack bang before Christmas weekend. And so it was at the time when everybody was going on leave, you know, even doctors, because doctors also need a break.
They're also people,
You know, if anybody. And they worked so quickly and so efficiently in order to actually get my tests done and everything. So on the day that I was diagnosed, like I said, until I received that phone call, a day early, I had been expecting my results the next day. And so I'd made plans. We were going up Table Mountain. We had family down from Johannesburg, and I'm sitting having my nails done, and I receive a phone call, and I see that name on my phone, and I thought, okay, no, this can't be good. Because why am I receiving news early? And the doctor who had called me, and she said, I'm sorry to tell you, your results are back. It's cancer. Like, okay, whoa. She said, I'm going to make an appointment with a surgeon for you tomorrow. He'll come in, he'll explain everything to you. And like that, everything worked. He worked on that day. I received a phone call from him at 7 o'clock that evening.
Wow.
With the results of some of the extra scans I had. And so them giving me that information and actually having urgency to get certain things done before closing for the Christmas period had helped me so much to cope.
I just keep thinking, what if you had delayed that doctor's appointment? What if you had left it and then it was December holidays, then it was another few weeks and you would be in a completely different space. Bottom line, you need to right now examine your breasts, and if you find a lump, go to your doctor. Please, we're going to chat about the mistrust with doctors and how we can build that trust, because I know that is vitally important in this space. But please, if you have a personal perspective and you can enlighten us, 063 408 8863. We are talking about Lauren's cancer journey this morning and what it's taking to be this person right now on TV, advocating not just for herself, but most importantly for you at home. So answer that call.
So, of course, the topic will continue in the next couple of moments, right, to Feel Good Breakfast Show. But, of course, on the topic of health, let's turn our attention to our healthcare professionals. Our pharmacists are not only brave, but they inspire hope within their community. Pharmacy of the Week is a short feature acknowledging our incredible pharmacists. This is our way to say thank you to these brave healthcare workers. Proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Let's take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week, Alderain Village Pharmacy in Centurion.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
When I was in primary school, we lived next door to the pharmacist, and I started working in a pharmacy when I was, I think, 12 years old, and I've never stopped. And I've been here for 21 years, and I still jump in the mornings out of bed to come to work. So it's very important for me to be able to be here and help the community. I think the pharmacist is very important because lots of people can't afford to go to the doctor, and then we are the first in line to help them, and for us that is very important. We are one big family in this pharmacy. We are all looking out for one another, and in that we got the compassion to look out for our customers. Everybody's been working here for years. We've got lots of people that works more than 10 years in the shop. They know the customers, they know the products, and that is, I think, why we are so popular in the community.
They became very professional to me. Every time I come here, they greet me, they call me by my name, and I was so surprised to be part of the family. So I'm very fortunate to be here.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
Good times is what life is all about. But sometimes heartburn, indigestion, acid reflux and UTIs can really put a dampener on our days. This summer, make sure you have citrus soda as your good health companion, relieving you of all heartburn, indigestion and UTI symptoms. Let's get back to feeling good. Citrus soda brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. Thank you so much to all our local pharmacies doing amazing things within their community, a backbone.
Absolutely. And don't forget that we on your Feel Good Breakfast Show appreciate you.
Imagine living your whole life in 24 hours. Imagine all the types of decisions you'd have to make, from buying your first house, kids, retirement. Yeah, I know, it's a lot, but that's my life. So catch me, Zesande, this week on Expresso, where I'll be chatting about making the most out of all of life's milestones with the right financial partner. Proudly brought to you by Sanlam.
feel-good breakfast show.
Lauren George, as well as Dr. Emil Reid, are still with us as we continue our discussion around cancer, focusing on Lauren's very personal journey right now. To set the tone in terms of the bigger picture, currently 8.2 million people die from cancer worldwide every year, out of which 4 million are people aged 30 to 69, which feels very young in my context. Yeah. Lauren, in this journey that involves these kind of peaks and troughs of mental strength, and then I'm sure mental tests, emotional strength and emotional tests, and physical strength and physical tests, where are you right now? How are you feeling?
At this present moment, I feel okay. Bit of a headache this morning, but otherwise I feel fine. So I was having 2 treatments every 2 weeks. I'm going to be going into having my chemo every week from this Friday, actually. And with that, it gave me a couple of days of, like I say, feeling human, and then those days of feeling completely inhumane. You know, just feeling completely awful. So it really comes in bouts. It's up and down. You know, one day feeling okay. I generally feel the day after treatment, I feel quite okay. And then the Sunday after that, I take a complete knock, and yeah. So it really is highs and lows, and actually just going with it. And I find what helps me is to make the most of those in-between moments when I'm feeling okay, to do the things that I like, to spend the time with my family, with my daughter, and just enjoy a little bit.
I'm going to ask you to think about how you framed this for your daughter, so we can delve into that in just a moment, because I think that's what every parent is sitting here thinking, trying to wrap their head around, like the parent sitting next to you right there. We had a voice note coming through from Usuntu, I think. Let's hear what they had to say.
Good morning, Expresso show. Good morning, the listeners. This is Unosinto Mcimel from Enqamakwe. Yes, I've lost a family member, a very close person in my heart, due to cancer, but I blame misinformation, because legal information that people have in the rural villages do lead to death. So if cancer can please come down to the villages and do awarenesses and campaigns on this illness. Please, please, please.
Oh, thank you so much, Nosintu, for weighing in. If you want to keep those voice notes coming, if you have any questions, 063-408-8863. Emil, when we work in this space of genetic cancer, it kind of feels like there is something being passed down, but there is such almost a roadmap being painted in terms of early detection, of knowing that there is something that needs to be done. Is there a way that we can focus on this particular space more? What do you feel the battle line is in that from a medical perspective? Where does your heart and your fire and your passion go to when you want to focus on this battle?
Well, what I want to sort of say earlier is that as soon as somebody has and being diagnosed with a cancer, it's already too late, you know, and particularly if that person are being diagnosed with an advanced form of cancer, stage 3 or stage 4, we would like, in effect, make the diagnosis in the early stages, when the cancer is still operable, when the cancer is still curable. And the only way that we can actually do that is through screening. So what the caller said earlier about misinformation is so true. Yeah. We need to spread the truth out there. We need to show our daughters how to examine their breast. We need to show our sons how to examine their testicles. And if there's any bumps or if there's any lumps, to actually seek help. And what Lauren said to me earlier is that the Sunday when she felt that lump, she was off the Monday, and immediately she went to seek help.
I just think it could have been so different.
And you know, Graham, that course of events was life-saving.
Yeah.
If she wasn't off, if she didn't go and went the next week, that cancer might have progressed, and we probably would have had a stage 2 or stage 3 cancer, whereas we had a stage 1 or a T1 without any nodal involvement and without any metastases. So the big thing is to eat healthy, to live healthy, to go for regular screening, to screen yourself. And then the other important thing about cancer is to vaccinate, because a lot of cancers are actually caused by infections, viral infections. Cervix cancer, for instance, caused by the human papilloma virus. There's a virus called the Epstein-Barr virus, which can cause lymphoma or glandular cancer. So those things are very, very important. So except for curative surgery, except for chemotherapy, the field of treatment of cancers have evolved into a space where we now have something called immunotherapy, where the body is prompted and stimulated with a factor to actually stimulate your immune system to fight the factor. So things are just getting better, but the most important thing is to get that diagnosis, and the earlier, the better.
Lauren, just very quickly, I'm going to ask you just to, if you can, repeat your mantra, and we're going to continue our discussion after the show, and we'll go onto our Instagram live platform to do that, and I think we'll go live on your platform as well. In those moments where it does feel too much, where you can feel your knees are about to give way, what do you say to yourself?
I say to myself, there's only one thing, and it's going through this. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Fortunately for me, the prognosis is good. And I get my fight from my little one. I have everything to fight for. You know, there's no reason for a mom bigger than your kids. And certainly for me, that's what I hold on to.
I think I really want to delve into how you've been able to frame this for your family and for your daughter. And if you want to continue that discussion with us, please join us straight after the show. We'll go live on our Instagram platform and Lauren's platform as well. If you want to ask any questions, especially if you are going through this journey right now. You know, we cottoned onto something a little bit earlier. I always think that people are sitting on this couch. I get to interview the survivors, these people doing these amazing things, and they are here as a hero because they survived, but it works the other way around. They survive because they're a hero. That's what happens. That's what's going on. And I can see it playing out in your life right now. So thank you so much for allowing us to open this up and continue this conversation. But now that stays open, and we're going to continue this conversation for weeks. Now, please, if you want to engage with Lauren, head over onto her platform. We'll keep those details up. But this conversation is going to continue for the next few hours live on Instagram as well, straight after the show. So stick around. But we've still got a lot of show to savor until then.
Absolutely, great conversation, and as you know, cancer is something that affects all of our lives, but there are also people out there doing their bit to raise awareness. So we asked you, tell us a bit more about the people in your community doing their bit to raise awareness for cancer. Here are a couple of comments coming through. Rose Chetty saying, I have my niece, Carolee Jane Morgus, who has been part of this wonderful opportunity to support cancer awareness and having her work colleagues and friends involved as well. The more awareness we have, the better. Let's take a look at Roshni Naika. I'm a cancer survivor, and I always host a Women's Day event in my community, allowing people free access. And I have the Cuppa for Cancer fundraiser, where you can get a cupcake or savory with tea or coffee for just R5. I know it is a little, but that's the whole point of getting our elderly to participate and also have a good time. Roshni, absolutely incredible. Thank you for sharing your awareness in your community. I want you to keep on doing that. 063-408-8863. We'd love to hear from you. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Stay right there.
It's The Crush. Unlock your 100% TV show. Catch all the excitement as we unlock Crush fans' full potential to live their dreams. Watch the show on SABC2 starting on the 1st of February every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Plus, you stand a chance to win your share of thousands of prizes. Simply buy any Crush and follow the pack for entry details. Crush, 100% goodness.
way you and I send and receive money is about to change. PayShap is South Africa's first interbank real-time digital payments service that will allow South African bank account holders to easily pay and receive money between participating banks without sharing bank account details. Think about that. It's easy, it's safe, and it is instant. And here to tell us more about the brand new PayShap is Dayalen Governor, the Managing Executive for Solution Innovation at Nedbank. This is an innovation. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. And morning, Graham.
Bright and early to be taking on such a momentous piece of information, but this is big. PayShap, what is it? How does it work exactly? Because this feels like a bit of a click, an aha moment.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And we're hugely excited to bring this to South Africans. And essentially, PayShap is South Africa's first low-value interbank real-time digital payment service. And as you've already said, it will introduce an easy and safe way for the banked as well as unbanked customers to make low-value, initially up to 3,000 Rand payments to one another in real time, irrespective of where they bank. So essentially, a customer can send money to family or friends or pay for goods and services at small merchants instantly with just a mobile phone, irrespective of where they bank.
If you think of that in the South African context, that is massive. That is a big shift here. But let's break it down into the basics. How does this differ, say, from an EFT, what we're used to? What would typify the move forward here?
Unlike other payment options, PayShap payments can be made with only using the recipient's cell phone number, which we refer to as a proxy or sharp ID. You therefore don't need to share your bank account details with anyone to effect a payment. PayShap also offers instant interbank transfers. This means where both parties bank with different banks, money is reflected in the recipient's bank account in real time. And that's absolutely phenomenal.
Your notion has been to develop and grow and educate your market. And I think moving away from cash to digital is a big step. How is this a part of that journey for you, about helping people make better money choices, about educating and empowering the majority of South Africans out there? What makes this so special? And you can speak from the heart here.
Yeah, absolutely. As Nedbank, our purpose is to be financial experts who do good. And we want to make sure that we can innovate and provide these quick, simple to use, efficient, and easy to understand digital solutions. So once again, we're really excited to bring PayShap, and we absolutely believe this is going to transform the way people use money, the way people pay for goods and services. It's going to be really incredible in terms of betterment of individuals' lives.
I'm just thinking of all the hustles that are going to become legit through a process like this. What this will mean to a small business owner being able to have access to these kind of tools. You talk about the power of being able to transfer money to a family member instantly. All of that is great, but I can just see this in that notion of educating and empowering. This is a fundamental step forward. That being said, we need everyone involved if it's going to work. Is it across all banks? How are you getting this right?
PayShap, firstly, is accessible to all South Africans. If you already have a South African bank account, then you can simply access this through your digital banking channels. A consumer that doesn't have a bank account can simply open up a Nedbank bank account or other bank account easily, seamlessly, over mobile, and you can start using PayShap immediately. At this point in time, the participating banks are Nedbank, Absa, FNB, and Standard Bank, with more banks participating and coming in future months.
Brilliant, because I think they understand this is where we are all together. And it kind of feels like the country is moving through another gateway together. Very positive, new, I think, era of empowerment just with where we are in the world. I'd like you to reiterate just one more time, how do we get access? How do we make sure we can plug into this digital resource?
I think the first thing you need to do as a consumer is log into your Nedbank Money app. You navigate to profile settings. You basically select and create your Sharp ID. And your Sharp ID is essentially your mobile number. And that's done in a few easy steps. Once you've created your Sharp ID, which is your cell phone number and your bank, you can essentially start transacting. So you can receive money immediately. And to make a payment is just as easy. You simply log into the Nedbank Money app. You navigate to single payments where you enter the recipient's details. You select PayShap, enter the recipient's PayShap ID, the amount, you follow a few easy prompts, and you click, you're done. And the money is seamlessly sent within a few seconds into the recipient's bank account. And it's the same for you.
Wow.
To you to receive money is just as easy. Provide your PayShop ID and you'll receive money immediately.
And of course, with the surety of this being on the shoulders of one of the biggest financial institutions in the country, who have now yet again proven, and I talk about speaking from the heart, that your heart is very much in the right place, and that's with the South African people. Not just those living at the top, on that top rung, but those that are making up what this country needs, that ecosystem. You guys are playing such a big role, and this is a major step in the right direction. So congratulations. Innovation indeed, my friend. Well done.
No, thank you so much, Graham. And once again, we're just truly excited to bring this to South Africans, and we can't wait to really make a difference in their lives. So we would encourage everybody to start leveraging and utilizing their Sharp IDs and PayShop. And once again, Nedbank is really proud to bring this to South Africans.
Yeah, and you should be. Congratulations and well done. Major milestone achieved. And if you're a Nedbank client, you can visit nedbank.co.za to get all the information you need on how to register for PayShop and to begin making payments. And if you hold an account with a different bank, you can visit payshop.co.za to get that same information and access.
Sensational stuff over there, and I love the way we are innovating as South Africans. Of course, more on that a little bit later as that story progresses in the bank sector. But, of course, there are some news headlines that you need to hear, so let's start with national news. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has gazetted new name changes for South Africa, including 2 towns in the Eastern Cape. Fort Beaufort will now be called KwaMaqoma, and Somerset East will now be known as KwaNojoli. In addition to the name changes for the towns, the department is also changing the name of Brooksneck Village in the Eastern Cape to Ben Mbizweni. The department previously said that a transformation of the naming landscape in South Africa was a critical component of the heritage landscape as a whole. Now, Health Minister Joe Phaahla says his department welcomes the Labour Court judgment preventing essential services employees from continuing with any industrial action, adding that all workers must return to work today. Phaahla was holding an online media briefing reflecting on yesterday's court judgment on striking Nahawu members. They're demanding a 10% wage increase. Government is offering 3%. Phaahla said the strike had resulted in unnecessary loss of life. He added, and I quote, "The strike has disrupted the provision of health services in the country, leading to untold suffering and frustration." On to international news. The leaders of the US, UK and Australia have revealed details of the AUKUS Security Pact, which includes providing Australia with nuclear-powered submarines. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, US President Joe Biden, and Australian PM Anthony Albanese have officially unveiled plans at a naval base in San Diego, California. The UK firm Rolls-Royce will provide the reactors for the submarines, thereby creating thousands of jobs. The 2021 AUKUS Pact aims to counter what the 3 nations see as China's threat in the Indo-Pacific region. There's been a serious loss of lives in the aftermath of Cyclone Freddy in Malawi. Relief groups say at least 90 people have died in Malawi's main commercial hub of Blantyre after Freddy wreaked havoc in the country. Footage shows widespread flooding in urban areas with strong currents between houses where roofs were ripped off. Freddy hit Mozambique on Sunday for the 2nd time in less than a month. 6 deaths have been confirmed in the port city of Aquilomane. And wrapping things up, Brendan Fraser scooped an Oscar for his first lead role in a major film for 12 years. The Whale at the Oscar ceremony in Los Angeles early yesterday morning, South African time. His Best Actor victory caps a comeback for one of Hollywood's former leading men who has admitted he was left in the wilderness for a decade. Struggling to catch his breath in an emotional acceptance speech, the popular winner said The Whale was about redemption and finding the light in a dark place.
The Oscar goes to Brendan Fraser. The Whale.
I thank the Academy for this honor and for our studio A24 for making such a bold film. And I'm grateful to Darren Aronofsky for throwing me a creative lifeline and hauling me aboard the good ship, The Whale, that was written by Samuel D. Hunter, who is our lighthouse.
Absolutely incredible stuff there for Brendan Fraser, and I'm really enthralled and, of course, even emotional at that particular performance. May he continue to do so in his acting career going forward, believing in himself and, of course, having the best time, because that's what it's all about. That wraps up news for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Another update in 1 hour. Let's take a look at sport.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's start with footy. The big three have kept apart or been kept apart in the Nedbank Cup quarterfinals, but they each face some tricky ties, with Orlando Pirates staring down the giant killing Dondal Stars in what promises to be a fascinating clash. And the Stars have already seen off SuperSport United and Amazulu in this year's competition. Then we've got Kaizer Chiefs, and they're going to travel to their bogey side, Royal AM, while Mamelodi Sundowns, they make a quick return to the Cape Winelands, having been held to a 1-0 draw against Stellenbosch a little while ago. That was just over a week ago. Then Chippa United, they'll be up against Sekokune. Then a little further afield, but staying with footballing news, Juventus midfielder Paul Pogba is set for another layoff after suffering a thigh injury while taking free kicks. The 29-year-old will be out for about 3 weeks and will miss the start of France's Euro 2024 qualifying campaign. And after being dropped for Juve's Europa League win over Freiburg last week, he missed Sunday's 4-2 win over Sampdoria. Pogba has only made 2 substitute appearances since rejoining Juve from Manchester United last summer. Then on to cricketing news. India, they've secured a 2-1 series win over Australia. That was after their 4th test was deferred out into a draw. And the tourists batted throughout the day 5 in Ahmedabad and declared on 175 for 2 with a lead of 84 before the teams then shook hands. And India securing their place in the World Test Championship final after Sri Lanka's earlier final ball defeat by New Zealand. That means they will play Australia for the Test title at the Oval on the 7th or up until the 11th of June. And with India avoiding defeat, it means Sri Lanka can no longer qualify, even if they do beat New Zealand in that 2nd test of their series. That, of course, kicks off on Friday. Then we move on to cycling. The 2024 Tour de France will finish with a taxing time trial from Monaco to Nice. Pretty far cry from the traditional champagne procession and sprint up the Champs-Élysées. Due to the Paris Olympics, of course, next year's edition ends on the Côte d'Azur, for the first time since 1905, in fact, that it will not reach its conclusion on the streets of the capital. And the Grand Depart in Florence has been brought forward 1 week to June the 29th to avoid clashing directly with the Olympic Games, with the Nice finish on July the 21st, just 5 days before the opening ceremony. Well, that's where we leave our sport for now. We'll try to touch on those headlines again at 8 as the roads wake up. Let's get you to work safely. Carl's got the latest details.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a look at the traffic details for you. If you haven't left for work yet, this is what you can expect. Start in Durban. There are roadworks on the N2 between KwaMashu Interchange and Mhlanga Interchange. Some lanes have been closed. Please approach those areas with caution. On to Gauteng. There are more roadworks on the N1 southbound after the Flying Saucer Interchange. The left lanes are closed. Drive carefully when approaching. And then in Bellville in Cape Town, there is congestion on the R300 North at the N1 inbound ramp. There are delays, so do make sure that you grab some coffee this morning before hitting the road, maybe some good music. But as long as you are safe, I'm a happy person. Enjoy your work day, and thanks for starting with us. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. As we get into weather, here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's start with some weather news. 3 of Britain's largest conservation charities are joining forces to halt the destruction of UK nature. This is a big step. They wish to use their collective voice to call on everyone to act now to protect the natural world. And between them, the National Trust, WWF, and the RSPB have some 8.5 million members. Now, Tanya Steele, chief executive of the World Wildlife Fund, said that they decided to come together because the UK's spectacular nature was in crisis. Called the Save Our Wild Isles, the campaign aims to use Sir David Attenborough's new 5-part series focusing on the UK nature to help catalyse action. The first episode of Wild Isles was broadcast on BBC One on Sunday night and highlighted some of the stunning wildlife still existing in the UK. But Sir David warned how fragile and fragmented the UK's nature was, adding that it was one of the world's most nature-depleted countries. In fact, the 96-year-old says never before has there been a more important time to invest in wildlife than right now. We certainly echo that sentiment. Well, let's take a look at the life outside your window, wild or non-wild. Famida in Westville shared a beautiful, gentle pink shade in the sky whilst heading out to the shops this morning. Then Audrey showcased this blissful shot from the Eastern Cape with blazing reds in the sky. Andrew Harris, our OG, morning Andrew, from Balito, snapped this incredible view, beautiful. That's the white, fluffy clouds between the blue skies. Great way to start the day. And then last up, we've got Prakash out and about enjoying his daily photography session down in Durbs. Oh, you're getting better and better every day, my friend. This one showing off the calm water, beautiful soft waves rolling in. I hope you took a dip in that water. If you've got a sunrise picture to share with us, please do it. 0634088863. Right, brand new day, brand new temperatures. Let's see how you need to prepare. Let's start in Polokwane, where your low is 14, going up to 28 degrees. In Bombela, 61% chance of rain. 17 your low, going up to 29 degrees. Pretoria, ranging between 14 and 31. Johannesburg, your low 12, going up to 28 degrees. Mahikeng, 15 is your low, going up to 30 degrees. Klerksdorp, 15 is your low, going up to 30 as well. Kimberley, your low 17, your high 33 degrees. Bloemfontein, ranging between 13 and 30. Richards Bay, 20 is your low, going up to 29 degrees. And 55% chance of rain there. Pietermaritzburg, your low 16, going up to 29. Durban, 21 and 29, your range for the day. Expect some humidity there as well. Mthatha, your low 15, going up to 32 degrees. East London, 21 is your low, going up to 28 degrees. Cradock, ranging between 16 and 35, hot one. Abacha, 20 your low, going up to 24 degrees. George, ranging between 18 and 25. Cape Town, your low 19, going up to 25 degrees. Worcester, the temperature starts to climb, 18 your low, going up to 32 degrees today. Sutherland, ranging between 13 and 32 as well. And then Uppington, as always, putting her hand up. Little bit of cloud cover, but the heat is there. 20 your low, going up to 37 degrees today. As we always say, just stay out of the sun and please hydrate. But regardless of the weather, let's make sure it's a beautiful day.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We got the weather down, the news down, of course, and a little earlier we were chatting to Lauren and just chatting about the journey. We are also asking you on 0634088863 if you have any information on individuals in your area who are doing the most for cancer. Please let me know about it. In fact, I know one, so I'd like to be a part of the social media crew as well, because Graham and I have been having a conversation, and Graham has been chatting to me about how much this means to him. He said to me that you are a fighter and a warrior, and the fact that you've sacrificed so much within your own life, and you can sit on our couch and share your story and look at another cancer patient or a survivor, and you can say to them that it's okay. You know, it's okay to not be okay, but also it's okay to fight and to take that control of your life and know that even if you have a diagnosis, it doesn't have to stay that way. 100%. Sometimes the diagnosis is your happiness. So as an act of solidarity, Graham's chatted to me and he said that he'd like to do something for you.
Okay.
If you don't mind, can I bring him in?
Yes, definitely.
All right, Graham, come through, my brother. I just wanted to chat to you.
I might need little hands. I was sitting there in the segment for all three sessions, sitting, like looking at Emil's beautiful head and looking at your beautiful head. I figure we can't let you steal all the sexy for now, so hopefully you can give me a hand in just adjusting the look. I don't know, Carl, if you're the right person to ask advice for.
Well, as somebody who was, I was the neighborhood haircutter on the block growing up.
And he just didn't have a mirror.
I just happened to have one of these.
You just happened to have one like in your back pocket.
Exactly.
Okay, yes.
So Lauren, I just hope you know that the sentiment behind this is it's about who you are and who you are. If you are somebody who has got the diagnosis, remember that there are people around you who are willing to assist and willing to show their solidarity and their care for you. So.
And it's one of the biggest steps that you take actually as a cancer patient is when your hair starts falling out and you don't have a choice but to have to do what Graham's about to do now. Wow.
Yeah, and it's crazy. If you could have known the stir just around some guy doing this, I can only imagine the shockwaves that it must have sent through your life having to get to this. But I'm going to need a little bit of help here. So if you don't mind, I'm just getting this.
All right.
Yeah,
we're doing this.
I think maybe a little off the back and sides, maybe. Go for it.
Short back and sides.
Monty.
By the way, this is for you.
Thank
don't
you.
forget.
And listen, if we have to
for
keep
everyone else going through this.
well, exactly. And if we have to keep shaving our head, then we'll just keep shaving our head.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for it. I was born ready for it.
Okay.
And
we're going.
Yeah, I'll do it, man.
We're going.
So this is
for everybody
who's going grey.
No,
like
man.
me, to this exchange. Beautiful. Lauren, I think a gut check moment for me, listening to you talk about your journey, when you saw people getting chemo for the first time, or you had encountered that. You knew it as a notion. Talk me through that moment, that Because you must have slipped into an inner space.
No, it was...
Time stands still.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I had been to see the oncologist, and opposite her rooms is the chemo room. And you see it on movies and you read about it, but actually seeing patients sitting in that room receiving the drugs that one needs, obviously, in order to survive, it just brought it home so much. And I realized that in a week or so's time, I'm going to be sitting there. I'm going to be sort of helpless and in that moment, actually, and at their mercy. And that's really something that was like, oh, wow, I actually am a cancer patient now. You know, so that really brought it home. And of course, having to take this step that you are doing right now was one of the biggest things as well.
Was it a way of getting some control? And I keep using that word like you can actually get control of where you are in your life, but you're just pumping out a kind of calm, controlled energy that speaks to you having activated something. Something's going on there.
Yeah.
When you went through this process, did you think it would rock you as fundamentally as it did?
Look, it was tough. I had long hair down my back, and I've always had lots of hair. I've never, ever not had hair on my head, even from the day I was born. And so I knew, obviously, that I would lose my hair. I didn't know what it would make me feel like. It was tough. But in that, I was like, okay, this is just another step in my healing. And I also had made the decision that I would donate my ponytail to the Cancer Association for others to have wigs made from that. And so, you know, I sort of put into a plan and made those plans and cut my hair. And one night it was just falling out so much. And that's when I was like, no, okay, this is time. We got my husband, got the machine out, and did this.
And did this, exactly this.
Well, I'm going to ask Lauren to give you a hand there, because I think she's got the most...
this is your moment, so I think this is the...
I'm going to get the front piece.
Please.
Okay.
Do the most dramatic piece. And I think you're starting to understand the vibe here. We're going to keep talking about this. We're going to keep understanding Lauren's journey as it applies to hopefully many of your journeys as well. If you want to speak to Lauren, we've got her social media details up on our platforms. She can clearly, as she's proven today, talk about any part of her journey. She might even, for a nominal fee, help you cut your hair as well. I say a nominal fee.
I can't promise that I'll do a very good job, but
well,
okay.
Look, she's going for about 15,000 Rand a cut at the moment.
Oh, my God.
You know, but you got to do what you got to do. We're going to continue in just a moment with the show, and I can't wait to see my finished brand new look. Lauren, we absolutely love you, and we're going to continue this conversation on our Instagram page after the live show. But we'll see you in just a moment. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. Let's just leave it
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo! Dai. Go Alfredo.
We date Italian.
So Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. Gahle gahle. We're Italian.
Perfect.
That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fetis and mornings. Bravo to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso at S3, and on 1 March 2023, the Not on Our Watch #NOOW campaign was launched to raise awareness of the urgent plight of the African penguin, and they need to do something right now. The campaign is supported and made possible by several conservation organizations, including the WWF South Africa Endangered Wildlife Trust and the Two Oceans Aquarium Foundation, just to name a few. So, we do have a very, very fantastic guest, senior penguin keeper and animal health technician at Two Oceans Aquarium, joining us to talk about this important campaign. So, is it Shanae?
Shanette.
Shanette, Dase. Shanette, thank you so much for joining us. It's an animal that I think that a lot of people have got connected to. If we look at the movies, Happy Feet and the like, you know, it's made us very, very close to the African penguin. But at the moment, give us the reality. You know, what is the situation now and why is this such an important cause to get behind?
You know, Carl, that's actually a very good question. In the 20th century, we had over 1.5 million penguins.
Yes.
And that covered an island of you know,
Yes.
a variety of places. And by the mid-1970s, the numbers declined to about 55,000 breeding pairs. So from 300,000 breeding pairs to 55, that's a massive decline.
Yeah.
And that's a huge population density that has just disappeared into thin air.
So what's going on?
So there's a lot going on. The most important part is overfishing. So penguins feed on pelagic fish, and that's anchovies and also some sardines. But at the same time, there's a lot of commercial fishing happening around particular areas where penguins are nesting around. And so when you do overfishing around the same places where animals also need some food, it takes away their standards of living, it takes away their priorities for survival.
So into the hashtag, is it #now?
It's #now.
Now campaign.
If we wait any longer,
Yeah.
it's going to disappear, and now is going to be too late.
So you've got this coalition of organizations ready to get behind. So what is the action plan? What is the goal and the dream for Now's campaign?
That's good. So the action plan and the goal is to raise awareness and to plan a movement. And we need the support of our locals, we need the support of people internationally and zoos and aquariums to help educate as much as we can about the African penguin. The African penguin is the only penguin in the African continent, or on Africa alone.
Yeah.
And with a mass decline, by 2035, we might not see any of them left. So they'll become functionally extinct. And that's drastic.
And I mean, we can't have that. Penguins hold a very, very special place in my heart, you know, and I think for so many too. So we do need to act right now. Is there any particular reason why this struck a chord for you personally? I mean, you obviously work very closely, but, you know, what struck a chord for you with regard to this decline? What made you say, I'll get up in the morning, go into national TV, chat to Carl about it? I mean, that's brave. You know, what pushed you to do this?
So I've been part of the aquarium family for a very, very, very long time. And as a volunteer, I started there and I started working with penguins. And instantly my passion arised.
Okay.
When I was 12, I wanted to just work with penguins. And by finding out that the penguin colony is declining rapidly, it's now my chance and my opportunity to make this world-known status to help the African penguin and save them.
Such
so
a
it's
great
very
cause.
important.
Shanae, thank you so much. We're going to continue our conversation very, very soon in Feel Good Breakfast Show and continue the discussion. If you have any questions, why not? 063-408-8863 if there's any questions that you have. And remember, we have beaches like Boulders Beach that could be in massive jeopardy. I mean, those are family spaces and places that we used to go to. So I just want to say that ask the questions and, of course, let's get behind #now.
Gentlemen, so good to have you here. Obviously, you've arrived in a very emotional show. So I've got to ask, first of all, what do you think of the new look?
Oh, look, I must say.
I know, not the sexiest person on set, but we tried.
To get into an action movie.
Yeah.
We're going to keep trying, man. Jed, so good to have you here every morning. We absolutely love bringing you the best talent at Mzansi, and we've got these two top players in the game. They've brought us something awesome in their collaboration, and some might even say one of them looks a little bit like Trevor Noah. We've got Miguel and Gabriel here ahead of their new release, the way she moves. So, gents, first of all, we've got to ask, just checking on off this crazy, crazy time. Trevor Noah, can you just give us a show? People don't believe, but you went viral for a while,
I know,
man.
that was just insane. It was the dimples, you know, it's the dimples, the smile, that's what people say, I look like him. And I just went with it.
Yeah, and we love it. No, we love those dimples. We love seeing you online. We love seeing you perform. And we love seeing you creating new music. Set the tone for us here, brother.
Thank you.
So how did this collaboration come about? What's the vibe?
Wow. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, well, we actually studied together initially in 2017, and then we reunited in, what was it, 2019, 2020 around. And then we, funny enough, started gymming together. So
we bumped into each other at gym.
We were gym bros, believe it or not.
How funny is that?
Yeah, so we bumped into each other at gym, and then, well, we know that we both on the same, you know, career path of, you know, music, creating music and just collaborating. So we're like, why don't we do a few covers together? And then we started doing covers, and then before you knew it, well, I think it was long overdue, actually, because we met each other 2019, and now
and
it's
only now we're doing
timing is everything, man. You guys, you just weren't buff enough, okay? You just needed to train a bit more. Get that up. No, we are so glad that this union, however long it took, has now been formed. What are you going to perform for us first?
First off, we are singing Sunday Morning.
Oh.
Beautiful song on a beautiful Tuesday.
100%, bro, we need it. The world needs this kind of voice right now. Indeed. I'm so glad you did hook up, even if it was at Gym Buddies, because this is the end result. Here it is, ladies and gents. It's just a Sunday morning. Take it away.
Sunday morning rain is falling. Still some covers, share some skin. Clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I am in. But this just gets so crazy, living life gets hard to do. And I would gladly hit the road, get up and go if I knew. See, someday it will lead me back to you. Oh, someday it will lead me back to you. That may be all I need, yeah. In darkness she is all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave. Fingers trace your every outline. Paint a picture with my hands. Oh, and back and forth we sway like branches in a storm. Change the weather, still together when it ends. That may be all I need. In darkness she is all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave. That may be all I need. In darkness she is all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave.
You're responsible for half of the country just stopping the day and getting back into bed. Everyone was like, nah, I'm calling it a Sunday morning. We absolutely love it. More from the gents throughout this morning. Stick around. It's going to be an amazing, emotional, beautiful show, because it has been already, and we're going to set the tone with these two beautiful vocalists, so don't move a muscle. Thank you, gents.
You can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here at S3, and we are continuing our conversation. 1 March 2023, the Not On Our Watch #Now campaign was launched, and this is to raise a lot of awareness around the African penguin and its plight. We do have somebody very, very special on our couch who is part of the campaign and is supporting it with their expertise. And remember, WWF South Africa is a part of this, as well as Endangered Wildlife Trust and the Two Oceans Aquarium Foundation, making sure that we get enough awareness behind this particular campaign. Senior penguin keeper and animal health technician Jeanette Rutgers is still here. So we discussed about the campaign, about the necessity, why we need to get behind the campaign. But can we talk about this beautiful African penguin? And I think the more we talk about how beautiful it is, the better it is for anybody to get behind this cause and make sure that we don't lose these animals in the future. So tell me a bit more about this gorgeous creature.
Penguins are special. I mean, but just looking at them, everyone, you look at them and you want to touch them and you want to just caress them and make them feel special, even though you shouldn't really do that because they are aggressive animals. But these little waddlers that have tuxedo suits on and they walk quite funny and they're not pleasant on land. So when you watch them walk, they tumble over things, they trip over their own feet.
Yeah.
But watching them in water, they glide like birds. And it's such a graceful behavior that they have in water, and it makes you feel so much calmer when you're looking at them. And I love them. I love them to bits. They all over my house. I've got penguins everywhere, and I can't say no to a penguin who misbehaves on the beach when I look after them. Sometimes they bite me, sometimes they interact with me, but they are super special animals.
I agree with you. And that's why I said earlier, it's the movies like Happy Feet that have really made them very endearing to us as human beings. You know, there's something so special about watching a penguin in action, but also watching humans in action looking after them is even more powerful. How amazing has this collaboration been with, obviously the Endangered Wildlife Trust and, WWF and, making sure that everybody gets together? How powerful has the collaboration been so far?
At the moment, it's been very powerful. We have a lot of hands-on work happening behind the scenes. Everyone's being involved, from research to sharing the love for penguins, sharing information about what they need and what we need as humans and society in order to help them and support the birds in particular.
How bad would it be for, I'm going to call it biodiversity, the environment in which these African penguins live, if we hit that deadline, 2035, and these African penguins are gone? What are the implications?
That's a good question. So by 2035, there won't be enough for them to produce. We, as the penguins in general, they are ambassadors to the environment, ambassadors to other species, and they tell us that the oceans are in trouble. So we need to listen to them, and we need to provide that support to penguins. We need to, if anything were to go wrong, there's so much that can go down from that hill.
Yeah.
And so the penguins are what is telling us that we need to conserve, we need to educate, we need to recycle, we need to do so many things in the sustainability point of view to help save the planet, to help save Africa, and to help save the world.
I love that. That sounds like the speech of a Miss World. That's great. But just for anybody who'd like to assist you and help the Two Oceans Aquarium and your collaborators in #Now, is there any way we can get behind the campaign?
Follow the website, join us on our social media platforms, but at the same time, when you go to these particular sites where penguins are, if you have a car, look under your car, because penguins tend to go to dark places.
Okay.
If you live in residential areas around penguins, keep your animals on leashes. And if you do go and visit the penguins, just keep 3 meters away from them when you take pictures, and share the love.
Jeanette, thank you so much for joining us and also sharing some golden words with regard to the penguins. Let's look after them and get behind the campaign #Now. Look for it in social media and see what you can do to help as we get onto something very, very interesting. I have a feeling that I'm going to be called in for it.
I can confirm that feeling, my friend. It's time to have a little bit of fun. No, I'm not. After the whole spelling bee debacle at the beginning of the week, I need to put you through something, my friend. Now, we're going to have a little bit of fun, no pressure. And if you want to level up your game, all you need to do is grab a Clover Sip Up, gear up, and get going. Okay, grafting hard starts with the decision to be great, especially in the gym, as Gabriel has proven. And that's why we are challenging you to join in on our Sip Up to Sit Up challenge. Okay, so this is how it's going to work, Carl. I know, bud. I know. You can borrow Miguel's crutches if you want. Okay, proving that...
Why not?
It's proving that indeed every day is leg day. Ah, shame. I tell you what.
I have an injury.
That's fine. I'm going to change the rules and you can just sit on your back. That's all we're going to do. No,
That's not fair.
Okay, you can't come and join our show, Gabriel, without being put through your induction process, which means a fitness challenge. And this young man over here has been on a fitness journey, okay?
So I can see
you think he's CrossFit. He is furious fit.
Oh, no.
He is absolutely furious. Look at that, okay? So how it's going to work, guys, each one of our very special competitors is going to go head-to-head to see how many full sit-ups they can do in 30 seconds, whilst holding a clover sip-up in each hand. Dun, dun, dun.
Just remember, right? I do different sit-ups when I go, okay? So I'm sort of saying, what does your sit-up look like?
I actually just, you know, knees up
But
and
you
then...
can tell, look at this man, he's got veins in his arm.
No, that's
called being young. When you're just that.
Oh, is that just
it doesn't mean anything, actually.
What did you train last at gym? Was it abs?
Unfortunately, it wasn't abs. I think it must have been chest because
Okay, well then get down, man. No, you've got the pump, you've got the pump. Okay, gentlemen, if you will please put yourselves down on your derriere. Okay.
On your derriere.
Derriere.
30 seconds, and...
Yes. Oh, no.
You're going to have to count out loud as you do them, okay?
Okay.
All right. And your 30 seconds is going to start. This is really becoming quite competitive. I like it. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Sit up. Go for it.
Oh, no. That's not fair. That's not fair.
I hope you're counting, eh?
I'm not even counting. I'm going to say that's 20.
There is some kind of crazy counterbalance going on here. Come on. Yeah, shout for your gym partner, buddy.
Come on, bro.
You need an extra rep.
We got this.
Come on, bro. Come on. You don't want to be shouting, take one for the team in gym, man. Come on, that's a little bit...
Come on.
What? And done. Oh, my goodness. Furious fit. Wow.
Hi.
How are you looking more fresh than me?
I know, I should have warned you, man.
Oh, my God.
What's next?
That's not fair.
It's the old gents cardi. It's just working for you.
It's actually like, you know, it's like a paw. I feel like an ab paw.
See, now this is dad muscle.
How many of you? That's correct.
We call it dad density, okay?
That's
when you
correct.
become a dad. So how many were you rolling with there? It looked like about 522.
No, man, it was like 37 or something.
Like 37.
37.
He was being passive-aggressive to break you down with that number. Did you hear that tone? How many did you get? Like 4, 5.
Guys, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad.
I play.
I tried.
No, you did more than try. You stepped up and you did it.
I did it. I did it.
You sipped up and you did it, my friend.
Nice one.
And you've earned yourself both of those.
Awesome.
I think you're like the reigning champion at the moment.
What do you mean?
Undisputed, undefeated, undeniable.
Hold on, right? I could do those sit-ups, but if you listen to this man sing, it's a different ball game. The people sit up when he sings.
Oh, okay.
And people enjoy
Step
step up.
Nice. Because it's just so amazing. No, you did brilliantly. Well done, man.
Thank you.
He is part of the team, and you can share with your gym partner.
Yeah, let's actually...
Cheers.
A young cheers.
Miguel, you'll get for it. You'll get a little one. We'll save you a sip. But there you have it. You can sip up and step up to take on life's greatest challenges. And let us know how many sit-ups you managed to do in those 30 seconds on our socials. What was it?
It was just 37 or
37?
something.
Only 37. Maybe. Can you beat that? Show us. Prove it. More.
I'll go. But one of you said,
Oh, he's back.
move way.
Clover fresh milk.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Join the bank that's best for your loan. Choose up to 200 Rand cashback monthly with a personal loan. Apply for a personal loan and a savvy account today. Nedbank, see money differently.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue to celebrate, revel in the beauty of our blue planet. It is deep, it is blue, and yes, it is majestically beautiful. There are just some of the ways that we can describe our ocean, which I think has been in firm focus more now than ever before, which is beautiful, but that is in part to the efforts of incredible people like the man we're about to meet right now. The ocean plays such an important role in our economies, as well as obviously as a transport perspective in the tourism sector. It contributes to modern medicine. I don't think we realize how much we rely on the big blue. And joining us to chat more about the importance of preserving our oceans through the lens is KZN-born ocean and wave photographer Terence Peters, who, yes, went out and got himself a real job. A real job saving the planet. Terence, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations, because I'm always aware that when an artist especially comes here, there is a reason. There is a moment, the timing is right, maybe the rest of the world is starting to buy into what you're doing. But I need you to explain to me what you're doing, because it looks like art, but it feels like something a lot more. There is a lot of emotion wrapped up in every one of these pieces.
Exactly.
Can you describe what you do?
So what I do is I swim out into the ocean during sunrise, because in KZN, the sun rises over the ocean, and it's so beautiful.
Spectacular.
And most people, they only see the ocean during the day for a couple minutes and they see waves breaking, but no one really experiences the ocean during sunrise, and that is the most beautiful time you can ever imagine. And
case in point.
And what I do is take photos of waves, because I'm so fascinated by waves, because firstly, they travel for miles and miles and miles from across the ocean, and then they dissipate in spectacular form, and no one really even notices it. I mean, surfers do, but they ride them, but they don't really actually see the beauty of it. And that's what I want.
Just beyond that memory.
Yeah, exactly. And there's every single wave is so completely different to one another. And I want to capture each moment, because there's a wave for everyone. Everyone relates differently to the ocean. And I found that my work relates so much to people that know the ocean, but they don't know it that well.
Yeah.
Because they know, oh, wow, that's the ocean, but wow, that is really pretty and beautiful, and that's what I want to show in this work.
It's where we came from, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's where we came from. I don't think people understand our relationship to it. And it brings to bear the notion of an ecosystem, one ecosystem that we all play in. And now it's not just about kind of the conservation element of that, but all of us are finding meaning in the world around us.
Exactly.
You had a moment, though, as I understand it, that shifted your course slightly, got an injury whilst surfing.
Yeah.
How did that play a part in where you've ended up? What role did that play?
Great question. So, yeah, I was always part of the ocean. I think I started surfing, bodyboarding when I was 6. I'm 31 now, so it has been a long time. And I had this shoulder injury, and I kind of delayed the surgery for quite a while, because I just couldn't think of being out the water for so long. And then it got so bad that I actually had to do it. And when I recovered, I just couldn't get back into surfing and bodyboarding the way I'd used to be. So I was really depressed. I didn't know what I was going to do. And that's when I joined the cruise ship as a photographer. And that was great. I traveled the world, amazing, but it just wasn't for me. But when I got home, it was during COVID. I lost my job, didn't have anything to do. I had to think of a way to make money. So I combined 10 years of my photography knowledge with my favorite thing in the world, the ocean, and yeah, the rest is history.
You discovered your why. And I'm getting goosebumps for like the 100th time this week, because you're not the first person I've chatted to who has discovered their why because of what we went through collectively through COVID. There is a global village now, and you kind of tapped into something within that. You've started to go viral. You've started to tap into a bigger picture. Does it feel like people are catching on to you, or are you tapping into a bigger trend? How do you, because it feels like you're not alone in what you're doing. You are definitely not alone, and people are noticing. What do you think's driving that?
So, yeah, I'm very, very thankful that I went viral, because I was just doing it because I loved to do it, you know? There was no, I wasn't thinking of going viral. I wasn't trying to make this my career, you know? And yeah, one day a video just went super viral. I started getting requests to do interviews overseas, and I was wondering, like, what is it? Is it my story? Is it my photos? But I think it's a little bit of both, because people relate to what happened to me, and people love knowing that you do what you love.
Yeah.
You know, that's what people always strive to do, is find something that you're good at, and if you can do that for a living and help people with it, that's your calling.
Fulfillment, right?
That's your calling. So I'm very, very thankful, and I think once I have that kind of engagement, I need to be responsible with it. You know, I can't just post anything and just, you know, if I'm reaching hundreds of thousands of people, I need to be responsible with it. And ocean conservation is the most important thing to me, because it's my office, it's what I do.
Buddy, I hate to say it, it's the most important thing to all of us, otherwise we've got nothing. We've got no underpinning to this entire ecosystem. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I know it's been an arduous journey to get to this point, not without challenges, so well done for overcoming those, but this is beautiful. Cannot wait to delve a little deeper into the big blue with you. He ain't going nowhere.
Stand by to check out part 2, but I think that now is a moment, it really is. Miguel Brigueiro is in studio to join us in a little bit of a kitchen exercise. It is a recipe that is so complicated that you need to focus on your TV right now. Miguel's kitchen skills, he works so fast. We have an incredible recipe for you. It's really difficult, as you may see, but we're making cheese toasties. It's tough. Not every toastie is the same, but when you are, you know, Portuguese and then you make it, it's different. You know, that's it. Miguel, thank you for joining us with this very complicated recipe.
Thank you for joining me on Toasty Tuesdays for my speciality. You know, as Portuguese, we're very good in the kitchen.
Yes.
And this is the perfect meal when you want to watch some football. I mean, we've got Real Madrid, Liverpool coming up this week. What
Yes,
a perfect,
we do.
Perfect
What time
recipe.
does it start? 5-2, eh?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool, right.
Okay.
So, here's the thing. I need the utensil name. Sorry. So what is that here? So the utensils that we use.
Everyone, this is the mayo spoon.
Mayo spoon.
Make sure if you lose that mayo spoon, you have a spare mayo spoon.
Perfect.
So this is spare mayo spoon.
Backup mayo spoon.
Then you got the butter knife in case you like butter.
Yes.
And then the chapada stick. It's something, a chapada is like a
clap.
A clap.
Perfect.
So if you've been naughty, Carl.
Chapada.
Chapada.
Now, put this together for me.
I got you.
But do it in record time.
Record
See
time.
how you do this fast.
It's all about the finesse.
Oh, look, that's finesse. Oh, my word. Hold on. Gordon Ramsay. If Gordon Ramsay were here now.
That was a lot of mayo. Don't put that much mayo.
Yes, you can.
You know what? I just realized.
What will you realize?
This is
ghost.
This is not worthy unless I have my wife with me.
Oh, I can leave. It's all good. Bring in your wife. Cheers.
Because to be honest,
lovely show.
To be honest, I'm a pretender in the kitchen, and my wife actually sorts me out.
Bring in Ashley.
I'm very
okay,
thankful.
I see. Bring in the wife.
Are you putting?
That's it.
There we go.
Hello, wife.
Hello.
Yeah, there she is.
Fancy seeing you.
I think you need to take over. I may have over mayonnaise the raw bread.
Oh, look here, but that's...
But you know what? We can save it.
Okay.
So that's the great thing about this. It's not a lost cause.
It's not.
So what do you think comes next?
I think the cheese.
I'm going to be here as a guide.
Are you making me?
But you got this.
I love this lovers quarrel that's going to happen here. I'm going to sit here. It's like a reality TV show. Tonight on Miguel and Ashley's relationship, they complicate things over a toasty. Will they break up after this? We'll find out in the reunion show after this.
Depends on how good this is going to come out.
We put your cheese on the excessive mayonnaised bread.
Hold on, can I add some microgreens? Because I think
of course you can.
Okay,
make it a bit healthy.
I got microgreens in my cupboard here. It's a microgreen cupboard. It's specifically for this. I think I might add.
Beautiful.
That is
some
amazing.
Coriander.
That's a great thing. You can do whatever.
Yeah, let's get some coriander here, okay? I'm going to snip some.
You love coriander.
I think what you want to do
that's perfect.
is coriander and the cheese works beautifully together.
I love that.
And I want to make sure that it looks good. So what I've got here is coriander, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to add it. But I want you to add, is that Portuguese salami?
Yeah. 1.5 centimeters by 2 centimeters cut. It's very important to make sure you get the dimensions right.
Perfect.
Otherwise, it doesn't taste the same. So you make sure you, one by one, you salamalize it.
Salamalize?
Yes, sir.
Why does
I'm just here to watch both of you.
Salamalizing. Okay. Can I just finish with just this?
Cherry on top.
So usually what we're going to do is we'll put it on here, and we'll put it under a broiler, and we'll get it down and melted. Once it's melted, the beautiful thing that you need to do, because I think that the person closest to Salt Bay here is Miguel.
Yes.
I want you to do that thing.
Do the Salt Bay.
Do that thing. But just I want you to sprinkle it all over there.
Oh,
Stop it. Like,
that
I mean, you did miss a bit, though.
It's okay.
That's
okay.
fine.
just gonna move it on you.
If you want to get this complicated recipe from Miguel Pergueiro, please go to expressoshow.com. It's about a 3-page recipe. Good luck to you. And, of course, we'll take a taste while you enjoy yourself here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's wonderful. Ashley, out of 10?
Listen, I'm going to give it 11. I'm going to give you a solid 8 for effort.
Oh,
that's so great.
That's fantastic.
You can grow from this. You know, maybe not so much mayo next time.
Now you can taste it. This is the one that Miguel made earlier.
Go
There we go.
Oof.
You got that. I'll
Now's
make
the
you
moment.
eat on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. There we go. That's it. Oh, look at that. Happy marriages start here on Expresso with Toasty. Stick around.
Sensodyne, repair, and protect with deep repair. The science is pretty amazing. It really goes deep and repairs tooth sensitivity. The science is there. It's going to improve their quality of life in a big way. This is the first thing I recommend.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back as we restart the conversation with KZN-born ocean and wave photographer Terence Peters, who is chatting about the importance of preserving our oceans through the lens. Simple notion: our oceans are home to countless marine species and produces more than 50% of our planet's oxygen. Our oceans are also regulate the climate and weather patterns, which, if you ever needed an indication as to why we needed to focus on this area, just look at the weather report every day. Of course, we need to educate and bring about awareness so that we can protect our coral reefs, our underwater ecosystems, and what better way to do that than through awe-inspiring photography like this. What does it take to get a shot like that? Talk us through some of the biggest challenges. I picked up that camera once, and it was a humbling experience.
No, it's not.
What have the practical challenges been to getting to those end results, those beautiful photos?
So yeah, I plan a shoot maybe a week in advance because I study the weather through and through, different weather reports, and I see the tide, I see the wind direction, I see the wind strength, I see if there's clouds, I see the wave size, the wave direction, and all this goes into the best educated guess on where to go that specific day. Because I know spots on certain tides, certain winds, and I usually look for minimal wind, so it looks like glass, and I want the colors. So that's why I'm swimming in the mornings. In KZN, the sun rises over the ocean. So the challenge would be is that I'm standing by myself on the beach, and it's dark and I have to now go swim in the ocean because I'm out in the lineup before the sun comes up by myself.
So it's terrifying. So what you're saying is it's absolutely terrifying. For someone who is, I think I fit into that bracket that you were describing of, like, I know the ocean, but I don't know the ocean.
It's terrifying just before I get into the water, but as soon as I go under the first time, I forget about that and the job is on hand. Yeah, so I focus at that time.
I've got to ask, I want to ask you about the practicalities of what you're doing, but I can see this thing fits into your hand like an extension of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen a difference? In the time that you have been wed to the ocean in this way, are you feeling and seeing a difference in our oceans? I mean, we're preaching global warming, we are preaching climate change, we are preaching the extremities of weather and big shifts and changes. Are you seeing it?
From my perspective, on my coast, I do see a difference because it starts in your community. If you want to look after the ocean, it doesn't start off by trying to save the world the hugest way possible. Start in your local community. Clean the beaches. Start an initiative. Use less water. Be responsible when you go shopping. That's where it starts. So if your community starts doing that, then you'll start seeing these changes straight away. You'll start seeing it in your community. Then collectively, it will impact the whole world.
And now we've seen it, how these incremental small changes can do that to motivate people getting out there and doing it. You've made this your life calling, not just because it's a passion and you're good at it. Clearly, you're a surfer guy who needed to get back in the water. Yeah, I get that whole narrative, but clearly something else is a player. Why is this so important? Has something happened that's made you terrified about what's happening to our planet? Have you seen something? Was there a gut check moment for you that brought this all to bear? Why has this become your calling?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I feel that there's lots of different ways to educate the public on ocean conservation. So the main way I think that everyone does is they show the detriment, they show the destruction of nature, and that does really work to a certain extent. But I know for a lot of people, when they see that, they turn a blind eye, it's too hard to see, they don't feel like doing anything about it. They know that it's important, but they kind of turn a blind eye because it's too heartbreaking. So my way of doing it is showing the beauty of it. So it's easy to look at. And then the change comes into the caption, what I tell them about it. So show them something beautiful and tell them what could be possible if we don't act now. And if you show them that, there's a possibility of them actually acting because they want to protect something that's beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I think.
And they're emotionally invested in it.
Exactly.
And you are making it very easy. With the level of work is just amazing. So keep doing that, keep that arc going, but just keep this underpinning because it's amazing to see this why. And as I was jokingly saying to you off camera, there's some big business looking for people in your position with a why. And I mean, there could not be a more powerful why. So thank you so much.
Pleasure.
We love your work. We're going to see if we can sneak a couple of these into our studio and hang on to them. But you can show them some love and most importantly, professional support. You can head over to orangerocks.co.za to find out how you can make a meaningful contribution and get online and buy his work. It's the best thing possible, I think. Absolutely stunning, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let's take a look at the news and wrap things up from this desk on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, national news, the University of Cape Town has confirmed the appointment of Professor Emeritus Daya Reddy as interim Vice-Chancellor. The decision follows last week's special council meeting. Reddy will assume a duty today and will hold the position until a new Vice-Chancellor is appointed. Reddy spent his entire academic career at UCT. He replaces Mamokgethi Pakeng, who has left the institution. Now, meanwhile, UCT says classes will commence this week after student protests disrupted lectures on Friday. UCT announced last week that it would not scrap the fee blocks of students with historic debt. Now, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has gazetted new name changes for South Africa, including 2 towns in the Eastern Cape. Fort Beaufort will now be called KwaMaqoma, and Somerset East will be known as KwaNajoli. In addition to the name changes for the towns, the department is also changing the name of Brooksneck Village in the Eastern Cape to Ben Mbizweni. The department previously said that the transformation of the naming landscape in South Africa was a critical component of the heritage landscape as a whole. International news now. Tunisia has sworn in a new parliament, with the opposition coalition refusing to recognize its legitimacy. Only state media were allowed to cover the opening session. Independent journalists were denied access. A spokeswoman for Tunisia's Journalists Union said what was happening was dangerous. The parliament was elected on a turnout of just over 11% after a new constitution was passed, granting its author, President Kais Saied, sweeping powers. Saied dissolved the previous elected parliament 2 years ago in a move described by critics as a coup. Now, the leaders of the US, UK, and Australia have revealed details of the AUKUS Security Pact, which includes providing Australia with nuclear-powered submarines. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, US President Joe Biden, and Australian PM Anthony Albanese have officially unveiled the plans at a naval base in San Diego, California. The UK firm Rolls-Royce will provide the reactors for the submarines, thereby creating thousands of jobs. The 2021 AUKUS Pact aims to counter what the three nations see as China's threat in the Indo-Pacific region. And a miniature donkey named Jenny stole the show at the Oscar Awards night in Los Angeles early yesterday morning. Essay time, about halfway through the proceedings, MC Jimmy Kimmel brought a wee donkey onto the stage of the Dolby Theatre. She was Colin Farrell's sidekick in the Oscar-nominated movie The Banshees of Inisherin. The pure joy of Farrell's face was, well, when he recognized Jenny, was detectable to many in the Dolby Theatre, as you may see. When all misty-eyed, he blew her a kiss from his seat, where he was sitting next to his son Henry, who's 13. His sweet gesture was met with rapturous applause. All could see how downright delighted he was to see the little creature. And Kimmel joked, and I quote, "Not only is Jenny an actress, she's a certified emotional support donkey," or at least that's what we told the airline to get her on the plane from Ireland. Do feel free to come up and give her a lekker hug. The applause for Jenny was absolutely deafening. We saw that. It was absolutely great. And I tell you that Jenny, in terms of stature, is after my own heart. That's it for news for now. Let's take a look at sport. Here's Graham.
Walking amongst giants, I tell you, and we are here for that. Let's start with football now. Speaking of giants, the big three have been kept apart in the Nedbank Cup quarterfinals, but they will each face some tricky ties, with Orlando Pirates staring down the giant killers, Dondal Stars, in what promises to be quite a fascinating clash. And Stars have already seen off SuperSport United and AmaZulu in this year's competition to prove their credentials. Then we've got Kaizer Chiefs. They're going to travel to their bogey side Royal AM, while Mamelodi Sundowns make a quick return to the Cape Winelands, having been held to that 1-1 draw against Stellenbosch just a little over a week ago. And then Chippa United will do battle against Sekhukhune. Then a little further afield, staying with footballing news, not the best from Juventus' perspective. Midfielder Paul Pogba is set for another layoff. That's after suffering a thigh injury while taking free kicks. The 29-year-old will be out for another 3 weeks and will miss the start of France's Euro 2024 qualifying campaign. After being dropped for Juve's Europa League win over Freiburg last week, he missed Sunday's 4-2 win over Sampdoria. Pogba has only made 2 substitute appearances since rejoining Juve from Manchester United last summer. Then on to cricket. India are on fire. They've done it. They've secured a 2-1 series win over Australia after the 4th test petered out to, unfortunately, a draw. So the tourists batted throughout day 5 in Ahmedabad and declared on 175 for 2 with a lead of 84 before the teams then shook hands. India secured their place in the World Test Championship final after Sri Lanka had earlier in their final ball defeat at the hands of New Zealand, in fact, led to the moment, and they'll play Australia for the Test title at the Oval from the 7th to the 11th of June. With India avoiding defeat, it means that Sri Lanka can no longer qualify, even though they did beat New Zealand in that 2nd test of their series, or if they do, and that starts on this coming Friday. And then finally, big news around the biggest race in cycling. The 2024 Tour de France will finish with a taxing time trial from Monaco to Nice, a far cry from the traditional champagne procession and sprint up the Champs-Élysées. So due to the Paris Olympics, next year's edition ends on the Côte d'Azur. And for the first time since 1905, it will not reach its conclusion on the streets of the capital city. And the Grand Depart in Florence has been brought forward by 1 week to June the 29th to avoid clashing directly with the Olympic Games, with the Nice finish on July the 21st. That's just 5 days before their opening ceremony. I'm here for non-stop sport on that level throughout the year. Bring it on. But that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's hope the roads are looking a little less jam-packed. Carl's going to get you there safely.
Let's take a peek at the traffic. If you haven't left for work yet, if you're in East London, here's what's ahead of you. On the R72 outbound in the direction towards the airport, there is heavy traffic on Settlers Way Road outbound due to the roadworks. Only one lane is operational at the moment. Please approach slowly or use an alternative route if possible. Let's go to KZN. There's heavy fog on the N3 between Hammersdale Interchange and Ashburton Interchange. Please drive carefully, take it slow, and do get around safely. And then in the mother city, Cape Town, there's heavy congestion on the N7 southbound at Plattekloof. There are delays, so try head out as early as you can this morning. Alternatively, grab yourself a new route. Get to work safely, and thanks for starting with us, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Here's Graham with your weather.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's start with some weather news first. Here in South Africa, Nelson Mandela Bay's Executive Mayor, Retief Oudendal, says the metro has seen 3 major electricity outages that have affected the city's ability to transfer water into the metro. Now, the latest one being a substation that exploded in the Kruger Industrial Development Zone on Saturday night. Now, Oudendal convened an urgent joint operations centre to investigate the incident, as there were suspicions of foul play. The mayor also said it was disappointing that consumer behaviour was non-responsive to the water crisis facing the metro. And he said whilst there were many people who were doing their best to conserve water resources, there were also those who continued with their water consumption lifestyle. And he said that they had therefore started to block water supply to some reservoirs, and that was in a bid to redirect water to zones that had been without water now for days. Fines of up to 5,000 rand will be issued to anyone found to have contravened restriction notices. So please, if you can do anything to support in that space, please do that. Now, let's temper that news with some of your beautiful sunrise views. Saret, thank you so much for this one. Down in Durbs, now that I understand the sun rising over the water, thank you, Terence, for explaining it to me. I understand why Durban has the best sunrise photos. I've got this one also coming in from Gordons Bay, courtesy of Geraldo. Thank you so much. A stunning shot watching the sunrise whilst enjoying some yummy filter coffee. Spread some our way. McDonovan out in 4 ways. My old hood snapped a glorious photo overlooking the beautiful city before he makes some breakfast. Again, spread the love. Then last up, we've got Prakash sharing an amazing video following the lovely photo he sent in for our 7 a.m. report. Oh boy, I wish I was there. Waves calmly rolling up the shore. We love these. We want more videos. We want more pictures. Oh, I wish we could have you all in studio, but keep them coming. 063-408-8863. If you want to share anything with us, that is your direct line. All right, so let's get into those temperatures and hopefully paint a very positive picture for your day ahead. Polokwane, you start on 14, going up to 28 degrees. In Mbombela, you can expect some rain and clouds. 17, your low, going up to 29 degrees. Pretoria, ranging between 14 and 31. Johannesburg, 12 and 28. Mahikeng, 15 and 30. Klerksdorp, same, 15 and 30, your rains for the day. Heating up in Kimberley, 17, your low, going up to 33 degrees. Bloem, ranging between 13 and 30. Richards Bay, ranging between 20 and 29, with a slight chance of rain there as well. Pietermaritzburg, you start your day on 16 degrees, going up to 29. Mthatha, 15 and 32. East London, 21 and 28. Craddock, your low, 16, going up to 35 degrees today. Gqeberha, 20 is your low, going up to 24, with a slight chance of rain there as well. Moving to George, 18 your low, going up to 25 degrees. The Mother City, temperate day, 19 your low, going up to 25. The temperatures start to climb as we move inland. Worcester, your low, 18, going up to 32 degrees. Similar in Sutherland, bit of a chillier start, but also maxing out at 32. Uppington, put your hand up, 20 is your low. 37 degrees is your high, which I should say is probably moderate by your normal standards, but just please stay hydrated, stay out of the sun, and as we always say, regardless of the weather, make sure it's a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful evening because the Oscars, they happened, and we're so proud of all the winners. Some notable things to mention over here as Graham joins me for a little Oscar chat. Now, I'm not sure if you saw, but I think Jenny the donkey stood out for me.
But how sweet was that, the response? You could see in...
Right?
Maybe this is why I love the Oscars so much in that sense, is because you get to see the real people behind the superstars. And Colin is a superstar.
Right.
But look at that moment when he sees little Jenny come out. Is there anything more bashful than a small pony? Than a
I don't...
maybe like a...
sometimes.
Oh, a sausage dog.
On
a
a
sausage
Sunday.
dog.
But beyond that, there were so many, you know, the fashion always takes center stage. Beyond all of the awkwardness of Hugh Grant on the red carpet, not answering Ashley Graham's questions, or Lady Gaga doing a performance without makeup, the one thing that stood out is the fashion.
Yeah.
And the fashion really was all over the place. Now, the biggest fashion moment came from Thames, center of your screen at the moment. Thames was wearing that beautiful, all right, Lever Couture. It's a LA-based Ukrainian design house. And Thames was, look, rocking this. Only problem was, Thames didn't have the right type of seat at the Oscars. Thames was right in the middle. So behind Thames, and you'll see this all over social media, everybody was trying to peek over. When the donkey came out, they're trying to peek over. And there are so many trends around how
Can we
not
take
to
it to
wear
TikTok? I
an
gotta see it, man.
Oscar Thames dress. Take a look at this. This is what came out of it. Look there, and also, but you know what I love, eh? The way that Thames just rocked it no matter what. Thames stood there, stoic,
But she's got this look on her face like, y'all should have known. Okay, you just deal with it, okay? You pay the price.
But you know the funniest part of this thing is that Thames was involved in the Oscar-nominated Best Original Song, which was Lift Me Up, which is what people needed behind it to watch the show. Lift me up. You know, so Thames, well done. Beautiful, you know, fashion all over. But of course, Oscars, memorable night for all, and well done to all of the winners.
Oh, Brendan Fraser, can we just tip our hat for the whale, man? Beautiful stuff.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo! Vai. Go Alfredo.
We date Italian.
So Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. Gatle, gatle. We're Italian.
Perfect.
That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Vetis and mornings. Bravo to you.
Hey, what's that?
This is Octifex, a new accessible platform to trade Forex on global markets.
Cool. What's the Forex?
It's short for foreign exchange, trading currencies.
Buy low, sell high. Score points, right?
Exactly.
What's leverage?
It's like you got cool friends. They vouch for you, and you can trade it big.
Precisely.
So basically, it's an app where you learn and trade, and it's safe, and it looks good.
That about sums it up here. Octifex, trading made clear.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, at last. Bit of screen time together.
Yes, man. And I mean, also, I feel like I'm a new person. I love the haircut. I mean, you've leveled up your haircut, but of course, it's time to level up.
Level down.
Your home game. We've got to do this. And we've got our DIY guru, Zoe, who's on the scene.
Yep, she is on a mission to help you transform your living space. And with Game's Room for Improvement campaign, she's going to help you do it. Let's take a look.
Turning your house into a home is always such an exciting project. You get to channel your inner interior designer. Luckily for me, today I'm at Game to take a look at their extended home range at affordable prices. And if someone says shopping, I'll be the first in line. When I think room improvement, I think strategy. You want budget and beauty to all work hand in hand. And here to help me elevate my game is Vice President of Marketing for Game, Catherine Madley, and she's going to show me exactly how Game can help me elevate my look. This is so nice.
Isn't this lovely?
Catherine, Game is telling South Africa that there are always rooms for improvement. Can you tell me more?
So, I mean, can you even believe, Zoe, that we are sitting in a game store as we speak, amongst all this lovely furniture and carpets and bedding and towels and throws and mirrors and lamps and lights? It's just, there's something for everybody's room to be improved at Game.
How are customers responding to the new homeware range?
So customers are really loving getting a beautiful couch like this Chesterfield that I'm sitting on for less than 10,000 Rand and or on credit at Game. So customers are also enjoying the bedding range. It's really, really good value for money and excellent quality. And then the Glodina towels, we all need more and more towels, so they're really enjoying that. The carpets are being well enjoyed, the lighting range, all the lamps, the mirror range. But there's more than just rooms for improvement in the lounge and in bathroom. We've also got the fitness room for improvement and baby's room for improvement, which is super special. And of course, kitchen, because Game is the home of appliances.
What are some of your most popular homeware items?
Curtains are getting popular. The couches are popular. The little tables like these three over here, these nesting tables that go in different levels, they're very popular. And the other thing that really transforms a room is paint, and customers are really enjoying the paint range that we have at Game.
I know there are so many ways for a customer to get the product they need. Can you tell me more?
We've understood from our customers, we've listened to our customers, and they like to see a full solution. So they like to walk into areas of our shop and see this whole lounge solution that we're sitting in right now. Customers like to see all the elements and how they come together in a room to create an improved room.
Amazing. I love that Game has made it so easy and affordable for you to really add that pop of color or bit of personality into your own space. Game is running a TikTok challenge where you have partnered with 3 influencers and they are asking people what room they would improve with a 2,000 Rand Game voucher. That is so exciting.
We want customers to understand that you don't need a fortune of money to change a room, to lift up a room. Pick a room, take the 2,000 Rand and see what you can do with it. So bring it on.
Now, I love a good challenge. Should we put some beautiful items together?
Definitely.
Oh, I'm loving this yellows. And I love it that it's in the carpet, so let's bring more of that color in here. How about a yellow throw to just break the blue?
Oh, that's stunning, stunning. Love it.
Stunning. Bit of color blocking.
Yes. And Zoe, you can change up a lounge with some autumn colors or the poof.
Perfect. Let's add that here. You can never have enough seating in your house. What do you think of some faux plants?
Absolutely, definitely.
These are quite cool. Faux plants are wonderful because it really brings the outside indoors, but none of the admin. No watering, they'll never die.
I'm actually going to swap out this little tiny plant and put something a little bit more autumn flavoured onto the table here, Zoe, like this little battery-operated lamp.
And that's also perfect for load shedding.
Definitely. It is absolutely lovely. You must see our full range of load shedding solutions. There is no load shedding at Game because we have everything.
And what's also great about a candle in your space, whether it's real or fake, is it really adds such a great warm atmosphere to your space.
Absolutely.
I love it. It's impossible to choose my favorite item from the Game homeware range, but if I have to pick, I would say I'm a sucker for a beautiful scatter cushion. Game has beautiful colors, patterns, and textures, but my ultimate has to be beautiful lights. The warm globes really perfect for winter. I'm so excited because renovating can be extremely stressful, but let Game take the weight off your shoulders. I love that I got to find everything I needed from Game because renovating can be stressful, but let Game take that weight off your shoulders. They have an incredible home improvement range and it is super affordable. Look at all of these things I got and I didn't even break the bank.
Remember, at Game, you can compare prices with their Price Beat Promise, which offers a 10% refund on the difference in price on any item you've purchased. If you find it cheaper at a competitor within 21 days for your purchase, you're guaranteed a price beat on that item. Remember, store opening hours are Monday to Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 9 to 5, and Sunday and public holidays from 9 to 4. So you can get what you need to make sure you up your game when it comes to home DIY and decor to ensure it looks picture perfect.
And to make your living space picture perfect, maybe you need the perfect picture. Terence Peters has been blowing my mind, taking me through his narrative, his calling. And I understand this beautiful coffee table book, which he is gifting us, I say the word us very loosely, is first of all available to buy, but there is a story around this that is almost as impactful as your journey, man. So talk me through how you arrived at this little piece here.
So yeah, ever since I wanted to do this and pursue this, I started collecting all my best photos. And what this is 2 years of my best imagery that because it was from the first year to the second year. And all the images in here are the best ones that I could collectively capture. And what this is it was meant to be my portfolio. And yeah, the portfolio, yeah, exactly. So when I got the product, I was like, well, this could actually be a really nice home gift. It could be a coffee table book. And then I produced another one. And this one is, it's a lay flat book. So what it is, what makes it special is it doesn't have that gutter in it. So when you lie down, it doesn't have that little fold here, which makes it really special.
So it's always a work of art.
Yeah, and each one, it took me like 3 months just to put this together because it really flows.
Re-engineering, yeah.
It flows together, so it's not just randomly put together. It really flows really well.
How beautiful that you've got this snapshot, excuse the pun, of your life, this phase of your journey. It's almost like where you were forced to commercialize your art. Yeah. It gave you, the universe was like, dude, this has to happen. Where can people buy this and get connection to your work?
You can purchase it on my website, which is still orangerocks.co.za. It's right there, and you can order it. It's made to print, so they were sold out, so I had to, it's still available, but I'll make fresh ones if you order one, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, I have a feeling you're going to have to make a few more, my friend. I look forward to seeing you in the next phase of what is going to be an impactful career. I love you, Guy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. Look at
that. Imagine living your whole life in 24 hours. Imagine all the types of decisions you'd have to make, from buying your first house, kids, retirement. Yeah, I know, it's a lot, but that's my life. So catch me, Zesande, this week on Expresso, where I'll be chatting about making the most out of all of life's milestones with the right financial partner. Proudly brought to you by Sanlam.
Things I'm not used to being a South African in Portugal. Putting in your own petrol. packing your own groceries.
Seeing Cristiano Ronaldo do the C. I.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here at S3, and we're back chatting with Miguel and Gabriel, who have brought us some amazing music today. Before we continue, I just need to have a quick chat about the collaboration. I just wanted to ask you, Gabriel, first and foremost, what is it about Miguel that really got you guys connected? Like, you know, why did you say yes to the collaboration? There were so many others.
Yo, hectic. I think, well, the thing is, like, he's always been genuine. Always been genuine. From the first day we met, and I was just like, no, this guy's energy is pure. You know, it's like you can be yourself. You know what I mean? We can be ourselves around each other. You know what I mean? So there's no judgment. It's a free, you know, free space, safe space, you know? So it was just good vibes, and that obviously translated into the studio as well. So
I love that. I also love the fact that, Miguel, you're so proud of your Portuguese heritage.
Of course.
I mean, sometimes when a South African tours Portugal, you kind of find out certain things about your South Africanism in the comparative moments. We found a video on TikTok because we find things here. And if you look at this, first of all, look at the hair. Honestly, the hair is perfect. So in Portugal, you found out that you put in your own petrol. You also, you pack your own groceries. Was this weird for you, somebody who has an assistant that usually does these things for you?
It was so weird. We take these things for granted.
Sorry, I had to do that.
that was the highlight of the trip, was watching Ronaldo do that. I mean, it's surreal to even see it again.
And you actually, did you hear it? Because I know everybody's like,
you hear it.
So he said it?
He was right in front. Like, the video doesn't even do justice. But I promise you, it was insane. Life-changing.
You like the way he moved, basically?
For sure.
Okay. Let's go to the other version of that song. It's called Way She Move. And these two have collaborated. Two phenomenal artists, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You guys are such great sports, but Way She Moves is going to be fantastic. It's going to be on your playlist right now. Miguel Brigado as well as Gabriel for your enjoyment on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
I like the way she moves. She made me feel like I'm a dancer.
Rock Legion.
I like the way she moves. She got me losing my composure. Hey. Ooh yeah, I like to sing for you. And girl, you know it's all about you. Oh no, you're turning me on. Can we make this feel like it's forever? Making memories I wanna treasure. Got me losing my mind, and your love got me blind. I like the way she moves. She make me feel like I'm a dancer. And when I call on you, girl, I it's us alone. Feels as though your body's my heaven. Falling in love with you, always knew we get to another dimension, another dimension. You're turning me on. Can we make this feel like it's forever? Making memories I wanna treasure. Making memories. Got me losing my mind, and your love got me blind. I like the way she moves. She made me feel like I'm a dancer. She made me feel like I'm a dancer. And when I call on you, girl, I know you'll always answer. Way she moves, I like the way she moves. She knows just what to do. She got me in the mood, falling into her groove. I feel at home with you, I know you feel it too. Lighting it up together. Here we go. I like the way she moves. She made me feel like I'm a dancer. She made me feel like I'm a dancer. And when I call on you, girl, I know you'll always answer. I know you'll always answer. And I know you'll always answer. Girl, I know you'll always answer. Your favorito, Miguelito. I like the way she moves.
Yo! Come through, let's bring your wife. The reason for the song. There's the reason right here. It's Ashley, the wife. That's it, the way she moves. The way that's it. That's how it works, Gabriel. I'm sorry.
Cats out the hats.
You're a fourth wheel, because we come as a package.
Oh my gosh.
Together.
I didn't get the memo.
This is
We're
us.
the three best
We like the way we move. That's the thing. But honestly, grab the song as soon as you can on any good streaming platform. It is Miguel Briguero and Gabriel, so make sure it's on your playlist. Write down support vocals from the locals, which is fantastic. Well done. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
This is
Thank
great.
you very much.
I want more. I do want more. It'll be fantastic. Honestly. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. No, not that show, guys. Hello.
I guess we just.
Support your health journey with a good night's rest by winning an Edblow Queen Bed with 10,000 Rand. To enter, comment on the competition post on the Clover Crush Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages and tell us how winning this prize will help you unlock your 100%. Make sure you include the hashtag Crush in your answer. Competition closes on the 19th of March at midnight. T's and C's apply.
Love is Love is a new reality TV series which will be broadcast on SABC2, and we're looking for contestants. You stand a chance of being featured on the show and of finding your love match. You can enter online on our website loveislove.tv, on Instagram at loveislove_ZA, or via Facebook at loveislove.tv. T's and C's apply and can be found on loveislove.tv. Entries close 31st March this year.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here in S3. And the great thing about having singers in studio is actually putting them on the spot and telling them to do anything else but singing. That's why the show works. So I can tell you, Birdie has told us everything about this talented duo, about their weird and wonderful talents that they tend to hide. They hide behind their music because they don't want the world to know how good they are at other stuff. Miguel, I'll start with you.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little balancing act. Okay. Actually, it's easier when you've got bigger objects like the crutch. So don't mind my little limp.
You're doing a balancing?
But I'm going to attempt to balance this on my nose.
Okay.
All right.
Can we play Portuguese music in the background? Oh!
Here we go.
See, I know you can do that with a football easily.
With the football, yes.
Because I know you well.
But I believe I've been challenged to take it up to...
No, the next level is that I heard about your vocal skills, not only singing, but there's a certain Alvin, Simon, and Theodore who has inspired you for years.
That's true. That's
the three of them created a show that is so iconic, Chipmunks. Apparently you can do an amazing chipmunk voice. Is that right?
I'll try my best.
Okay.
But we have to like keep eye contact the whole time.
Right, and I won't laugh.
No laughing.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile.
I forgot the rest of the lyrics, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll leave it.
Wow.
Thank you, thank you.
That was insane.
I thought it was one of them.
That's exactly.
I thought it was one of them.
But Gabriel, obviously, you know, you have many, many talents yourself. You know, besides being a mogul, a model, just a lekker guy,
thanks,
you also can move your ears to make music.
I don't think anyone has ever seen this.
I think it's time. We need to zoom in on you a little bit closer, so we're going to see all the pores of your skin. All of them are clean.
Oh
and
no!
checked.
I would hope.
Are you ready? Let's go. Let's zoom in slowly. Let's do one of those cheesy zooms. Here we go. Are you ready? It's right there.
That's the ear.
That's the ear with a cross behind it.
It's the one. Okay, I haven't done this in years.
Okay,
but
we are so tight on you right now. Hey, you can see every blink.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
Oh, would you look at? Oh, it popped out. It popped out. It usually stays there, but you know, that's pretty much it. I can try. I think this one might be more cooperative, actually. There we go. That's me. That's me.
It's still there. It's still there.
Still holding.
It's still there. Oh my! I just saw it pop up. I'm fine. I'm not good. I'm fine. Sorry. I'm good.
It's you know.
That's Miguel and Gabriel on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Wow, the way the ear folded. They have so many talents, honestly, some of which they shouldn't have brought to the show. Some of them they could pretty much keep, but they will be performing for you a little bit later, but we have to get into the kitchen, and I know something's cooking for you. And the great thing is, it's not foldable ears.
Well, listen, I was looking for the perfect person. In fact, the only person who could help me get this next recipe right. And I said to myself, if I can just find one man who can fold his ears, I will be okay. And we found him. Well, speaking of really cool, easy talents, we got one right now that you could try it at home.
I'll go. I want to music. Oh, he's back. Oh. Move way.
Clover fresh milk.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, you don't have to travel all the way to the US to experience the Super Bowl. We've got one right here, and it's just for you, ticking all of the taste boxes. Our Sip Up Super Bowl is packed with nutritious ingredients, perfect for you to make ahead of breakfast meal preps. It's really simple. Don't you dare pop that ear, man. Don't pop that ear. And here, to join me is Gabriel, okay?
Nice to be here, sir. Nice to be here. Oh, this looks
you know
wonderful.
what? As soon as I saw Carl going I knew. Oh, it's time for breakfast. Okay, it's time to whip up a beautiful, delicious breakfast.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
No, look, I've also got some unconventional talent, so I appreciate the fact that I finally found my spirit animal.
Thank you.
So, buddy, we are going to make something from scratch that's absolutely delicious.
Okay.
And this is the perfect before or after gym bowl. If you need the energy or maybe you need to replenish, this is the Super Bowl. So you're going to help me out here, my friend. So I'm going to put you on stone fruit duty while working on the compote. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know.
no,
Don't get nervous, man. You don't need to use your ears for this one at all. Well, you just need to listen, I suppose. My mother's been trying to get me to use my ears my whole life. So what you're going to do is you're going to chop up the stone fruit so you can pit those guys, get the stones, the pips out of them. Then chop them up as finely as possible. Then you're going to pop them into our little container here, our pot, which has got some gently boiling water. We're going to put some cinnamon, our stone fruit. We're obviously using flavor burst nectarines, which are off the charts, beautiful, and a bit of honey. So you're going to make our compote in there and kind of add the fresh, beautiful injection of zest.
Wow.
Okay, do you like that?
Okay,
now I'm going to
good.
start working on the base of the bowl itself, okay? So I've got some beautiful rolled out flat oats. Oats, amazing. Beta-glucan, great for heart health, just absolutely superb. And if you're hitting the gym and you're wanting to get those cuts, for me, start your day with a little bit of oats to just ramp up that metabolism. It's amazing. This is how, like, for instance, before boxing fights,
I see.
we cut. If you need to drop like 4 or 5 kilograms, you hit the oats. Absolutely love it.
Wow.
Okay, so our oats are into the boiling water. Then we're going to add a little bit of honey.
Ooh, okay.
A natural sweetness. You want a little bit of that, but honey's great.
Yes.
Natural antibacterial and antifungal elements in there as well.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm saying all of this stuff like I actually know it, and I'm purely passing off the intellectual property of the last chef that I worked with as my own, okay?
I see, okay.
Then some cinnamon to reinforce that flavor profile, so it's going right the way through. Well done, buddy. I think that's perfect.
Yeah?
You can now chop up the rest of the fruit and hoy it in our pot.
Okay, sure.
And this is starting to cook down beautifully already. You can,
all right.
You can smell that cinnamon. I know cinnamon can be kind of a polarizing flavor. Like, you know, some people either love it or don't. So if you don't dig that vibe, don't put it in. This is an opportunity for you to have a little bit of fun with flavors that you like.
Okay.
And then finally, we are putting in our sip up, and we are going for the choc chip low-fat drinking dairy snack.
Choc chip, low-fat.
Choc chip, baby.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And we're going to just add a little bit of texture, creaminess, mouthfeel. Absolutely stunning. We're going to let that cook down. And if you're looking for a drink to keep you going throughout the day, all you really need to do is grab your favorite Clover Sip Up flavor and level up your game. They've made it that easy, but we're, of course, taking it a step further.
How's that looking?
It's looking stunning, man. I think let's ramp up the heat a little bit.
Okay.
And that's going to boil down, and it's going to become our compote. This is going to become our beautiful oats. Come over to workstation number 3.
Okay.
Now you're going to put this baby together. So look what you made.
Oh, my
look
gosh.
Look what your future self made right there.
That's, I'm proud. I'm quite proud.
I feel like that's an ear-folding moment. Let's just fold an ear.
You know, let's get it.
In fact, I'll give you
get it nice and tucked in there.
Ear applause. Can you see the ears moving?
A round of an ear of applause.
A round of applause from our whole head.
I don't know.
That's under it. Yeah.
You look as well,
I told you we were born to be together, man. Someone might have found a new gym partner. Okay, so what we're going to do, we've got our oats, beautiful texture, and obviously really healthy. We're going to add our berry compote. You can put it however you want. This is your creation.
Is it my... Oh, okay. Okay, so that's any spoon. Doesn't matter, right?
It's up to you, man. It's crazy. We've got an endless supply of spoons and bowls. Anything you want. If you want to have a cascade of things floating down, you can. No, this really does come together beautifully because it is as simple as just putting it all in the bowl. Then we're going to beef up the protein content. We've got some coconut flakes, roasted, toasted, desiccated, whatever you want. Look at that.
And drizzle it up over there.
And I think this helps because often I think people stay away from oats because of the mouthfeel. It can be a little bit like,
yes, you have to...
Texturally ramps it up.
Definitely.
Okay, then we've got some walnuts. Great source of protein and other healthy nutrients that I don't know, but I know that they are really, really healthy. But again, it's the crunch.
Oof.
And I lack a little bit.
This is already looking appetizing.
Then I did last night, I got up at 3 in the morning and I toasted some nuts slowly over a fire.
No.
Yeah.
Toasted nuts over a fire?
On top of a mountain. I did. I made I had a very controlled, safe fire on top of the mountain.
Oh my gosh.
To roast these nuts on a special pan that my family's been using to roast nuts for like generations.
Wow.
No, I'm
Wow.
talking absolute nonsense. And then finally just some seeds.
Some seeds, of
and
course.
these are all fresh, untoasted, all the healthy oils.
Oh,
You've got it all, my brother.
Wow, wow. Look at that, actually.
Look at that.
The honor is mine. The honor is
Do
mine.
it, my brother.
Okay, I want to get a bit of everything in the mouth there. Let's see. Get
I love it. And we
coconut
don't
as
have
well.
TV bites on our show, hey?
No.
It's an authentic...
This is like, so I can just, a whole mouthful, eh?
You can, man. Let's see if his ears invert as he eats this. Okay? Oh, look at those eyes.
Whoa.
Hey? Does Miguel make you breakfast like this every day? That's all I'm saying. Hey? Does Miguel look after you like this?
No.
Not just on leg day.
No.
And I'm guessing someone's skipping leg day today.
I'm sorry, Migs. Wow. I'm sorry, I got a new gym, bro.
We are there for that. And every day is leg day. If you missed any of these steps, as simple as this is, let's take you through a little blow by blow so you can recreate this yourself. You did good, man.
Made with love by Clover.
Now that you got your recap, it's time for us to get a bit more romantic. We have Ashley here, Miguel's wife. And we've got Miguel Brigueiro. Now remember, Brigueiro in Portuguese means obscenely romantic and really good looking, if you translate it in the Portuguese dictionary. Now, Miguel, I believe that you have a song for Ashley that you'd like to share.
This is correct.
Okay, great.
I'm
well,
prepared.
I want you to take it away. I could stand here. Do you want me to?
You can stand.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Can I? Okay.
This is my safe
Can I actually
place.
share the chair?
Yes, please.
Let's
This
go.
is for both of us.
Okay.
You ready to sing
is a
to us?
moment.
Yes, let's
Sing
do
to
this.
us.
Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
And this is a cappella.
Let me hold your crutch.
You know the crutch?
Yes.
Okay.
I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were that someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. I should go into the chorus.
Yes.
Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Thank you.
We're gonna get a room. You enjoy the ad break.
Get a studio. Go get your own.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here in S3, and this is your moment where two individuals who have joined us, Miguel Brigueiro and Gabriel. She's a different spelling of the name. When you put a V there, it confuses. I'm kidding, it's Gabriel. I just wanted to let you know. But there's a last performance for you, and it's really a dedication to you for supporting the show, for supporting local music as you do. It's a little mashup of just the two of us and what you won't do for love. Clearly, Miguel, he'll do anything for love. Gabriel will do anything to get the same love that Miguel has. So they're going to do this for you now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Here it is, just for you.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty of it all when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, I wanna spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us, just the two of us, building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find a love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. And I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. Some people go around the world for love, but they may never find what they dream of. What you won't do, you do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you made me do for love what I would not do. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I.
No. This is amazing. Look here, you two are like peanut butter and jam. You go so well together. It's absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Honestly, you made Graham is in love. I don't know which one of you, but he must still choose. And then Ashley, I mean, just you've been absolutely incredible today. These two, please, Way She Moves is out right now. And can we do a concert sometime? You know, all over like South Africa. I think you should tour.
Wow. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Hosted by
Carl. Yes.
And Graham.
And Graham.
Yeah, we all here together. Don't come here, Greg. Sure.
Come on, yeah.
I will.
There's no third wheels here.
Do you get to choose? But are you guys interchangeable? So can Ashley choose?
Interchangeable?
Whoa. I mean, you know, in terms of serenading, yeah, well, we kind of work together.
Yeah,
work
but
together.
it's not that kind of marriage.
Not that, yeah. We don't want to...
I've just got to ask, though, officially here, who's the third wheel, okay? Because...
Wow, that went awkward so quick, I love that.
If you have to ask, then you know who it is, all right?
No,
oh my gosh.
Great. I think what we should do is we should do another little serenade to wrap up the show.
Yeah.
You know, Feel Good Breakfast Show, make it smooth. Hit the guitar. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Let's go. Let's go. Feel Good Breakfast Show. Give me some beat there.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Let's see
and
what
we
we
are
can
now
do.
a new group. We are men to boys. Here we go.
Men to boys.
Let's go. Oh, yeah. Come Come on, come on.
Make you feel good, make you feel good. I'll be out here with Carl and Graham. Me and Miguel, we just had a jam session.
I made some toasties with my wife, but she knows that she's my life. Oh, my girl, she's my world, and now I'm flirting. Come in here. Let's go. Do you want to sing something?
No.
That was amazing. Thanks a lot for joining us. It was absolutely incredible. These two, Miguel and Gabriel,
phenomenal guys.
Best. And more collaborations, please, man.
For sure.
We are here for that. We love you so much. Thank you to Lauren and all of our amazing guests. We'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Adios.
Better food choices never tasted so good, nor were they ever so easy as the range of healthy living options. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.